All right, we are now back once again, and welcome to Pmnc Maldives, and definitely day number two. We've been here. You're still your Scottcasters. I'm Moik, and with me is Annie. Now, Annie, what's up?
Oh, I yeah, it's still us definitely, and yes, it's still PMNC, and we've had a fun, first day with the Group A. Day one happening yesterday. We had five maps, and of course, that ended with a lot of interesting stuff. We had the SDMZ having the three-peat to end the day. That was definitely the highlight of yesterday, and yep, there we have it. Erangel, Miramar towards the end. That is triple SDMZ. But of course, X7 and Cyanide, they did an absolute great job getting the chicken dinners for the first two maps as well. So that was it for the recap for the map schedule, and I think we'll be seeing a couple more slides later on. But yes, this is still the same match schedule for later on, the same pattern. It's still Rondo, Erangel, Miramar, and it's still all a Group A that is for day number two. So, question is now, will we see a repeat of yesterday? Will it still be SDMZ taking all of the chicken dinners, or will we see someone else? That's the question.
Yep, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, and a lot of stakes right here, especially day number two. This is gonna be all about gathering all those points, and as what the recap has presented from yesterday, it does look like we're seeing a powerhouse, and they're already showing their dominance. And I wonder if they're gonna be keeping this towards day number two. But here we have just a little bit more. For esports, it's gonna be the conversions. It's gonna be a regional league stage, and lastly, it's just gonna be the crown, the grand finals, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the goal. It's qualifying for the grand finals of this PMNC Maldives in order to go to phase four, which is the PMNC South Asia. And then after that, of course, that'll be the championships. That's the most exciting thing in this journey so far in all the phases. But yes, we are still in the online knockouts. So we're gonna be going on to our very first map. Usual, we're not even gonna be wasting any more of your time. We will be flying in to Rondo, and that's an interesting flight path. Definitely, it's more biased towards the northern part of the place. I think Jaden City will be hit this time around.
Yep, definitely. And in this one, it does look like the map is gonna be a little bit fair for these teams. Maybe a little bit unfair for those who wanted to go and end at the bottom part of the map. But all is well for all the teams. And it does look like we're gonna be starting kind of fresh for day number two.
Yeah, and this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna be jumping in real quick. It's already halfway to the flight path. I don't think a lot of teams are dropping out just yet. Then again, it's a really nice turnout this time around. We have all 16 teams still here, but somehow we only have 60 players. I'm not too excited to see some teams lacking some players. Definitely going to be a little bit of a deficit in terms of numbers. It's going to be harder to qualify for the grand finals of this PMNC if that's the case. But nonetheless, it's what they have as of the moment. Perhaps their players are going to be unavailable as of the moment. But of course, we saw our first circle. It's going to be towards the north. It's just along the flight path. Although there are some players that dropped a little bit far from it, it's gonna be fine as long as they can have some sort of transportation. And it looks like we have our first knockout. It's gonna be Redo from DCM.
Yep, and that's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot, the guns blazing as well, and all bodies are falling down. And still on the other part of the map, it's peace. The peace is there, and it's not yet that dangerous. But however, we've already seen some first few action, and I wonder if this will keep up in just a few moments.
Yeah, And just looking at the leaderboards real quick, it looks like Tempo, they lost two players, either that or they lost one player and one player did not show up. C&D definitely had a few players taken out of their roster. Sky just lost one player as of now. Bogobe got finished off. That's three eliminations for Sky's side, but on the other hand, LHC has one, Tempo has two eliminations, SPD has one as well. So it's a good start for these teams. And this is what I want to see in a Rondo map. We still have recall towers. They can revive themselves one more time if they wanted to. So the best thing to do right now is be very aggressive. Take as much eliminations as possible. Um, it's gonna be a high risk, high reward sort of map. Just make sure you have one player still alive in order to revive everyone else. But yes, we can see a lot of things happening in the kill feed. We have a couple more knockouts, a couple more eliminations. But as you can see, we still have 57 players left remaining, and that number is probably gonna go up really, really soon because we still have 16 teams. And as long as there's one player in the team, there's always a second chance. And it looks like Sky and Niche they found next moon, and that's another elimination.
And Niche already starting strong too, and just the fire is really there, and they're starting to warm up too. And I really wonder if this will keep up in the later stages of the game. But for now, we're gonna be heading on 4 minutes into the game, and it does look like no major casualties yet, aside from Cyanide, who has already lost two members, and Mob as well losing one. Of all is pretty much alive. Sen 7, however, also lost two players, and also the same goes for Tempo. OPX on the other hand also already lost one. But back to the kill feed right here, Exodus will find one, just waiting for that confirmation kill, and he does find it. That's gonna
Yeah,
be
and
another
we have
point for
NRS
them.
going up against SDMZ along this area. You can see game over. Yep, that was one. Exodus gets it taken out by Fool, and Fool manages to get away with a little bit of health, but it's fine. We have Spiders that got eliminated off. I believe they can still have another round of recalls, so it's not really too much to worry about. LHC in the Neox factory alongside with Sky. It looks like they had a couple of trades here and there, but they're kind of backing off really quickly. I love the position that the Sky's Tomba is on. They're on the rooftop. They can see quite a lot of things. They can get a lot of information if they wanted to. And the other hand, I think we can have a couple of more engagements, and it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here and finally marching up, trying to wipe out SDMD. That's one, that's two. Flanky's gonna be falling too. And SDMD, they should have one last player left. Yep, oh, we have a almost a jump shot over here. It looks like Agent 27 might be going away. Just judging from the mini map. But on the other hand, LHG, I think they have more or less control over the second half of, I mean, the southern half of New York's factory. Otherwise, Bot Bro's getting out of there because he's the only one left. He's going to be going ahead and looking for a recall tower.
Yup. And LHC already starting strong, three eliminations to their team, and sets this up as a tempo for this match, and could also give them a warm up later on for the rest of the four matches. But right here, match number 6, still a little bit slow in this part of the map, and we kind of expected that already after the initial stages where everyone just has to meet unless they are just in a different territory. But right here, we do spot some kill off cam. They're just waiting for that confirmation one, but it's gonna be from the side of Mob. However, we also have here another. It's gonna be Maito finds one. Kali as well will also find one from the side of Mob, and just battling it against each other. So this could result in one of the teams making it out alive. And right here, they're just storming this area as well. Bodies keep dropping, and Kali gets one more. That's gonna be from the side of Mob.
Sky kind of lagged just now, but it was pretty funny. But yeah, Cali looks like they got one. They got two blocks from Mob down on the ground. Rito needs to revive. I think they can go ahead and get that. And Esports came in with only three players and they're all still alive. And meanwhile, Mob unfortunately all got wiped out. But Tempo Esports, I think there's a little bit of trouble over here. They decided to leave Rido down, and over here we have Win Titty on the ground on the red, and I think they'll go ahead and perhaps there's a chance to save him. Nope, it's not. Ellen and Haiti managed to get that confirmation, but I think it's still possible to get the revive as well. Other on the other hand, Ellen, we have them going up against. I believe this is still Tempo, and they have this place around. I think they can go ahead and wipe out Tempo really, really quickly. I don't think there's a spare player that could save them for the recall tower. But LNN, I don't think they found a Tempo just yet. I don't know if they'll try to secure these eliminations before getting out of the blue zone. It looks like they're really prepared though. But otherwise, here it looks like Badhavyn has secured this area for themselves. We can see the circle is going to be closing in still towards the north, a little bit west part of where the first circle was, and there's a considerable a river there. There's a lot of water, and definitely Nyx if ever they want to go to the other part of the map, they'll definitely have to cross that. So it's gonna be interesting if ever there it has to come to that. But for now, everyone's just kind of chilling. You can see the kill feed got a little bit more quiet than usual.
Yep, a little more quiet than usual. 9 minutes into the game as well, but as we move forward later on, the circle will get smaller, and as we have already seen from the map, the circle didn't get smaller. It's just a little bit more, and after that one, it's just gonna be another teams maybe greeting each other once again and trying to get inside the circle. And as we can see the map as well, we can already start to see some pattern which they're storming in and popping off, and it's just gonna be a battle between bullets and the trading of the damage as well, still making it out alive for each of them. Skyforce on the other hand, looking for different angles to push through, but it will risk them getting exposed to the outside world.
So yeah, it looks like there's a lot of messes here. Skyforce with Leon's. It looks like Skyforce does have security over this building, but you can see Leon's. They're going in hard. They're coming in. Jay is storming inside the building. Manages to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked out. It's a ballsy move, definitely, but I think they're getting the the really nice rather the risks, and they managed to wipe out Sky. Does a really good job storming in Leon's. They knew what they wanted and they took it, and they even had all players still standing. But it's not to say that there won't be a third party. It's gonna be double O OPEX hearing all of that commotion, and they're gonna be coming in, try to see if they can take anything from this area. But it looks like Leon's will be getting out of that area really, really quickly.
Uh-huh. And right now, once again, 10 minutes into the game, almost for the 11th minute mark, and we are starting to see some battle fights happening already. And with this amount of players, we can expect a lot more to show later on. And yeah, 11th minute already. Welcome for game number one, and this has been very very strong. Not that aggressive yet, but we can expect a bit of an earlier and during the later stages of the game. And with the side of NRS as well, they're gonna be greeting a different team, but being aware of the outside world as well, then they know and they can expect that there's gonna be a different team trying to gun them down. Toxic gets hit, however, still makes it alive. Hides behind the tree to at least buy him some time to heal himself up, but the circle gets smaller once more. And in this amount of teams, with a surplus of teams, we can actually expect a lot of battle fights that will be happening in just a few moments.
And there are a lot of teams lingering about on the southern part of that next phase of this of the circle. So it's gonna be interesting, especially when they have to go ahead and rotate out of that area in order to find some other location where they can potentially position themselves. And it's gonna be a stage three circle, so they cannot stay in the blue zone for too long. It's going to be a little bit more risky than usual. If you stayed in the blue zone, stage one to stage two, it's fine. Stage 3 maybe not so ideal. Stage 4, definitely you're gonna start feeling that and see that play zone taking 1, taking 2. Not sure what happened to that team, but they're definitely having a little bit of a problem as of this moment. But here, looks like game over. They're giving some shots in. I think they see someone, but so whoever they see, we can't quite see through the mini map. But over here, we have LHC versus Leon's. Leon's coming in hot. We already have 90 on the ground. A Mad Boy in this little van over here, seeing a really nice vantage point. But Leon's is a little bit, a tad bit faster. Smiles took a bit of damage, but still no one knockout. Kali keeps getting hit. What was that? Friendly fire, I believe, but it's all fine. Leon's with a really, really great start with the 8 eliminations. Let's see if they can find another wipeout. They have DCM over here. Orpheus is nearby from LNN and also LHC nearby if ever they want to take this. Hunter is already on the ground. Fisherman as well will be following. That's a confirmation. Let's see if that is a full elimination of DCM DMT. That's exactly what happened.
And with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we're still not done. 5 eliminations already in his name, and with the different teams as well, moving around and about. Game Over Esports just wants to lay low for now. Orpheus will find one for the kill feed, and waiting to continue the fight. In just a few moments, we do see different players joining into the fight. We have here Leon's. He gets spotted right there, just behind the rock. Orpheus guns him down. He's still alive. But Orpheus, with a grenade in hand, trying to pin them down before they can go in for the push. The rest of his teammates getting inside as well, but Orpheus is down. They're trying to put up a fight, and Kali will find him down, just waiting for the confirmation kill. The rest of the team to the rescue and looking for a better way to get into the fight and to claim them down.
Really good start to Leon's still with the double digits already. We have 12 eliminations. But what I really want to know is, where is SDMZ? They're being a little bit too quiet as of the moment. But over here we have LENION joining the fray. We have Leon's so far the top contenders of this first map. They're really trying to bring out everything that they can get from this Rondo map, and it's nice to see. But here Zayu got knocked down just right now. Rifa right outside the blue zone, trying to get some shots in. It's a little bit messy. We can see from the perspective of Rifa, they're quite far. They could potentially ram that car and just end all of this. We have a couple of smokes coming in. Tempo Esports still up in the game all the while. Somewhere out there in the map, LOVINS NYX is gonna be knocked out. Monko got taken by the play zone. Man 24 from SDMZ believe they found a knockdown, and that's it. Tempo Esports gets finished off.
Definitely, and for now, they're gonna be pushing in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point. On the other hand, Badhavyn also losing some health. LHC, they eliminated 10 teams remain. And we're still not done, ladies and gentlemen. Bodies keep dropping on the floor. Hukuda finds one. The play zone will claim one member from Neon, however. And Hukuda will fall down as well in retaliation, because they'll be throwing a lot of grenades right here, trying to connect those down. But it does look like it's still going to be a 2v2 game. Rifa already finds one from the side of NRS. Toxic putting up a fight, takes down Rifa. High TZ doing the same thing, and Toxic will fall down. Another member also getting pinned down as well, and I think we could be looking at a possible elimination right here for NRS. Akuma, however, will also be eliminated. 8 teams remain. High TZ will find one. We're still not done. Hunter also putting up a fight. Akuma will be eliminated.
Couple of engagements happening at the same time, but as of this moment, we'll be seeing LENION versus Leon's, and there's a bunch of other factions coming in. Also, OPEX coming from the southeast, and there's another team to bars in northwest. But all the while, yes, Hunter, it looks like they found Rifa, managed to finish them off. And LENION, they still have some teams left. Oh, Zenith is also joining in. SPD trying to get away. I believe that's Badhavyn. So 1 vs 1. Nick actually gets on the ground, and it's a nice clutch coming in from Badhavyn. They have like a sliver of health left and managed to get away with that. But here, LENION joining the double digits club for the eliminations. They have 11 as of this moment, and Haiti is definitely the star of the show. They have 8 eliminations, but unfortunately, they lost 2 players as well. It's not going to be a very good idea to kind of keep losing your players, especially since we still have 19 players to worry about. Then again, we have 17 minutes already into the game. We still have SDMZ a full squad, but it's a good thing we can see they're already starting to get those eliminations. They're catching up slowly but surely. And LENION, it's a 2 versus 4 against SDMZ. It's not looking good.
And with this one, gunning them down, spraying them as well. Double the OPEX will be eliminated down to the last 6 teams. Looking for a better way, for a better angle, but it does look like he is gonna be very exposed. He has to move. Flanky, on the other hand, the rest of SDMZ Esports, our three-peat from day number 1, stepping into the fight, making their presence known. And coming into the fight as well, SDMZ looking for another way. They're not directly engaging just yet and observing for the right time to strike, but Orpheus get it spotted down and he will be needed to be revived. The rest of the Badhavyn as well trying to put up a fight, and I think it will not connect for now. The bullets will not be connecting to a possible elimination. LNN still up and running as well, but SDMZ again with the presence known, 6 elimination to their team. Smile from Leons will find one, and waiting for another members to fight as well. And it does look like we're gonna be entering minute 19 with the last 6 teams.
Ooh, I love Leon's with the 15 eliminations. LENION with the 12 eliminations as well is definitely nice to look at. It's a nice crisp number to look at. As the MZ, however, they have the survivability in the bag with all 4 players still standing. A little bit slow on the start, but they are catching up. They find Leon's on the crosshairs, manages to get the J down into the ground, but all the while there's another player that's still roaming all around the area. That's going to be Smiles, and they shouldn't let Smiles get away from them. Flanky is having a little bit of a trouble, but they manage to get the car right in the bag. Flanky gets a shot at from somewhere out there, but also, yeah, I think it's the blue zone actually. The blue zone's putting a lot of pressure towards SDMZ. They definitely have to keep moving. Haiti has eyes on Leon's Smiles, and I believe Leon's, yep, it's down to the one last player. As the MZ, they should secure that last elimination. LNN definitely has their eyes on it, but here GameOVR Esports, a nice shot, nice throw rather from Day, and there's one knockdown. Let's see if they can get the eliminations that they need.
And now the rest of the teams still trying their best to fight it off, trying to beat SDMZ as well. Now that they're currently hold the number 1 spot, and if they get game number 1, if SDMZ Esports gets game number 1, it's just gonna be another huge moment for them to start off right off the bat for day number 2, which could really help them towards day number 3. The rest of other teams as well just moving around and about, and it does look like GameOVR Esports will find one. That's Ryude also trying to fight back as well. He spots another one. That's gonna be Suti, and Badhavyn will be eliminated. We're down to the last 5 teams, everyone.
Yep, last 5 teams. Let's see who gets the chicken dinner, as the MZ potentially has the 4-peat chance as of this moment. In fact, they have the highest possibility of getting the chicken dinner as of this moment. You can see Leon's and LNN, they're practically like maybe 5-10% chance of getting this chicken dinner, since they are solo players. C and D, they're down to 2. Definitely very outnumbered. As you can see, Elena, CND, and Leons, they can potentially band together and form their own squad, but of course that's never gonna happen. Go, however, GameOVR Esports, I'm not sure where they are, but they also have a considerable amount of chance of taking this, especially since their performance just now, we saw, the couple of first kills here and there. It was a good job. They still have a full squad as well. But SDMZ, yes, they do have the track record, so I'm quite confident that they can pull this off as long as nothing funny happens. But here, yep, we have a couple more shots coming in. It looks like Agent finds Leon's last player, Cyanide Psych. He just hiding somewhere out there. And Zayu has another angle on Smiles, but they're not shooting at Smiles just yet.
Yep, not just yet, but still 5 teams remain. Doesn't change the fact that now it's gonna be a very, very big pressure applied to these 4 teams as they try to take down and look for SDMZ Esports as well. Once they take them down, I mean, it's still gonna be a bunch of points for their team, but it will set it off and it will give us the sign that there are gonna be more powerhouses for this tournament and different teams gunning for that spot. SDMZ Esports again, they're being very careful. They only have 6 eliminations too, but they currently hold the number 1 spot and they're trying their best to at least play this one safely. And LNN could be looking for a possible, catching up to do. But again, it's still a lot of catching up to do for LNN, so they have to do their best to take them down.
Very interesting choice of positioning from SDMZ over here. It's they're hiding behind the bridge. They're trying to target I believe that could be Game Over Esports or Cyanide. I think that's Cyanide definitely. And they're trying to get as much elimination points as possible. Of course, that is the goal. Although they have a nice amount of placement points already, they're still trying to stay alive and try to see if they can they can push LENION, perhaps Leons and CND off the map before they go up against Game Over, just so the placement points can be secured immediately. But yes, they're playing it safe. Perhaps once the stage 6 circle finishes closing in, things could develop a little bit faster. But of course, we have high team damage over here. Okay, they managed to peek out, and that is it. Agent 27 secures that elimination, and that's a goodbye for one more team. We have 4 teams left. Still, SDMZ, Cyanide, Leons, and Game Over.
4 teams remain, and SDMZ leads the charge, currently holding number 1 spot. Linian looking to catch up, but looking at their players as well, only 1 remains. So it's gonna be a hard thing to achieve here, and it's gonna be very, very challenging. On the other hand, SDMZ Esports a little bit spread out, but that's totally okay. They got each other's backs, and that's more than enough, really. And Cyanide also looking good with 4 of them present. The same goes for Go, and they're just gonna be waiting for the circle to really push this one out into a very, very small one. And this could be very incredible as well to achieve if the circle will go closer to that river right there.
And still not a very fast development, but at least we're still 25 minutes into the game with the stage 7 circle, and that circle is going to close in a couple of seconds. Nice positioning from Cyanide. At least they have the buildings to themselves, so it's a nice cover coming in against everyone else in the map. And I thought it had only 2 players up. Apparently there's 4. I'm not sure how that worked, but yes, Leon's finally the last player. That was Smiles got eliminated off, and here we have it. SDMZ, they're moving the goalpost towards Game Over as of this moment. We have 3 teams left, and everyone has a full squad. Game Over versus SDMZ versus Cyanide. As of this moment, it's gonna be the first 2 teams outside of the compound, out in the open, going up against each other. And the great thing is, if you're Cyanide, you can go ahead and try to get any stray eliminations in, especially since everyone else other than your team are out in the open. But of course, Game Over, they're taking this really, really smart and hiding behind the elevation. You can see that when CT can't quite get the angle that they need, exactly what Game Over needs. Otherwise, SDMZ, they're also defending themselves quite well. Nice positioning to get themselves out of Cyanide's line of sight. but however, also managing to perhaps go up against Game Over. It's a little bit of a hard time, especially with SDMZ. They are outside of their circle. It's a good thing Cyanide. They're really lucky that the game favored them.
Hmm. And again, three teams remain. LNN leaving game number one, taking fourth place, and still the wins, the odds right here are looking good for SDMZ. Go and Cyanide could maybe team up, unknowingly, and take SDMZ together just to give them more leeway to check to catch them up. But it does look like SDMZ are looking good, and they're not planning to give this one and to be aggressive for now. They're gonna be waiting for that circle to push it even smaller, but the rest of Cyanide as well also not putting themselves out in the open. And with this in this type of momentum, maybe they can take go, or maybe SDMZ, who knows? But Game Over Esports will suffer. One player is currently down by the hands of SDMZ. Game Over could be exposed in just a few moments. The grenades keep showing up as well, and everything keeps popping together with the smokes to try to cover them down, to try to recover their tracks. But it is not gonna be enough as SDMZ slowly pushes in and takes NRS. I mean, Game Over Esports down. Cyanide, it's gonna be between Cyanide and SDMZ. This is the moment for Cyanide to push them out since SDMZ are also injured. But for now, Cyanide being
Ooh.
very, very careful. Ooh, he finds it. He finds one. One is currently down. He'll be needing some backup. The shot's trying to connect more, but it will not be enough just yet. The rest of SDMZ trying to prioritize their teammates to recuperate before they can go in and storm Cyanide.
Okay, stage 9 circle. And yes, there's no one being favored on the stage 9 circle. So it's gonna be a death match as of this moment. And of course, Cyanide, they have the advantage once again of the buildings in this place. Okay, when did he try to get another angle? But unfortunately, Zayu's just a tad bit faster. I think they assumed perhaps that everyone else is congregated in one area, but that's not the case. It looks like as the MZ employed the 3-1 split. A nice angle from Zayu here. When Chidi falls to the ground, Psyche gets spotted behind the shed. Agents trying to get those shots in, and it's all or nothing as of this moment. It's 4 versus 4, making that a 3, making it that a 2 versus 4. SDMZ giving in, giving us our magic as of this moment, and this is exactly why they had the 3-peat yesterday. Very beautiful execution. Still a full squad, even with a couple of knockdowns here and there. But here, Cyanide's slowly but surely being taken in by the 2 zone. If it's not gonna be SDMZ, it's gonna be zone. And as of this moment, of course, what we expected. SDMZ Esports on their 4-peat with the chicken dinner, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Pmnc Maldives. Great job from SDMZ. That's crazy. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. That's actually crazy.
Congratulations, yes, definitely. And congratulations once again for SDMZ Esports, because we can really count that as a 4-peat already. And what a great way to start day number 2 by gathering those points up and still maintaining number 1, widening the gap even further for LNN as they are still currently at rank number 2. And starting this one, this could be a very strong warm up for for SDMZ Esports later on as they head on towards the final matches.
It's just like that as the MZ bulldozes their way into the triple digit territory. Believe they will be the first team. I'm not sure what the total points of LENION looks like right now. But yes, with the 16 total eliminations plus the 10 points from the chicken dinner, we can assume that SDMD got 26 points, a good amount of points in Rondo. Although they did have a slow start, I believe like maybe 17 minutes into the game, they still had zero, or was it 6 eliminations? Zero eliminations. They had a slow start. They started getting all those eliminations in, and it all ended up to 16. That's the SDMZ magic for you guys. I guess they didn't have a lot of engagements at first, but the important thing is they had a really good survivability, and these are the team stats. Um, I think this is Flanky with the 1034 damage, and of course they have the damage received as well. Considerable amount of damage done to their opponents. We have the eliminations, 9 eliminations for Flanky. I think this guy's gonna be our MVP. We're gonna be seeing this guy in the top 4 eliminations, and perhaps even for the running of the MVP. And of course, match summary, we do have 78 total eliminations, 8k overall healings used, 2 vehicle eliminations, E1 total knocks, 3 total throws, 48 total assists, 15k total damage, and of course the total survival time. I believe that's slightly almost a 30 minutes game. We'll see later on. We'll see later on the survivability of the map. And yes, of course, Flanky is the MVP.
Once again, Flanky gets the second MVP, the MVP twice already, and a good way to start again for SDMZ Esports in day number 2 as they widen the gap even further for LNN, making it difficult for them to catch up. But we have here our top 4 eliminators. We have Flanky, High TZ from LNN. We have Kali as well from Leons, Gen 27 from SDMZ Esports. And we've already seen a lot of these players from SDMZ Esports getting those MVPs. And wow, amazing for a 4P. I think this is my first time witnessing this one. How about you, Annie?
Yeah, it's definitely impressive. So SDMZ with a 4P, it's definitely possible to get a 5P. Perhaps depends on what SDMZ has cooking, and it's really nice to watch SDMZ, and we can see the level of skill later on, especially with the overall rankings. Let's see how far off SDMZ is from the top 2 team. That's probably LENION. I really want to see that happening. But of course, Haiti, you can't forget, you can't overshadow Haiti as well with the 8 eliminations. That's very impressive. Actually, 8 eliminations. Although Flanky has 9, Haiti has 8, and the next eliminations drop off all the way to 5. So it's definitely a something to kind of know. And here we have the match rankings. Of course, SDMZ with the 26 points. Leons will get 9, Leon with 15, GameOVR with 9, Badhavyn with 8, CYANIDE 7, Double OPEX with 6, Zenith 7 with 5, and SKYFORCE with 4. I'm really glad to see Badhavyn's slowly but surely catching up, especially since they have 8 points this game.
And yep, there we have it. Our match rankings for this one. Still SDMZ again with a whopping 26 points already. Elimination point 16. Imagine, guys. And we have here LNN to follow as well with a total points of 3. I mean, that's for the number rank 10. And yeah, the list goes on and on. So it's really a difficult thing for LNN to catch up because SDMZ are just really jumping high.
Yep, and for some of the teams, LOVINS teams, they definitely have to go ahead and catch up really, really quickly. We only have AKUMA with the single-digit total points, but of course they can change that really, really soon. We're still in the 6th map for this group stage. But yes, SDMZ all the way 1, 2, 3 points at rank number 1. Number 2, it's a huge drop to LENION. I believe that is a whole 50 points towards rank number 2. And all the while, rank number 3, Ellen and Leons at 49 points, also a huge drop, about 24 points. And then rank number 4, we have NRS with 42. They're at that area, we have like a sort of push and pull. There's a couple of points here and there in a gap. Could be interchangeable, and we still have 4 maps. There's still a lot of changes that could happen. But SDMZ Esports, 4 winner chicken dinners already on the scoreboard, and they have triple digits in the total points. I think they're good to go for about 2 maps. They can basically throw 2 maps and don't have to worry about that too much. But of course, we know SDMZ will not do that. They will try to get all the chicken dinners. I want to see all 5 maps SDMZ if that's It's definitely possible with their skill, but that would be quite funny to watch. Once again, guys, that was Rondo. We're gonna be seeing two Erangels after this, and after that, we will be ending the day with two Miramars. But right now, just recap. We did have Rondo. We had SDMZ snagging that 4 feet. And once again, guys, we are your casters still. And thank you so much for tuning in to our very first map. Do keep tuning in, do keep watching, and we will be seeing the next map later on. So, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be seeing you here again in a few minutes.
That's already that's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot. The guns blue
Have
point for
NRS
them.
going up again. See game over. Yeah, nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially people they're finally marching up, trying to wipe out half. They're going in hard. They're coming in. Jay is storming inside the chest to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked down. It's a ballsy move definitely nearby if ever they want to take this. Hunter is already on the ground. Fisherman as well will be following. That's a confirmation. Let's see everything that they can get from this Rondo map, and it's nice to see. But here's
Now they're gonna be pushing in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point. On the other hand,
SPD trying to get away. I believe that's even. One versus one. Nick actually gets on the ground.
needed to be revived. The rest of the Badhavyn as well. Fight. And
Still standing a little bit slow on the start, but they are catching up to find Leon. On the crosshairs manages to get rid of secure that last elimination. Elena definitely has their eyes on it, but here
together with the smokes, try to cover them down, try to cover their tracks, but it is not gonna be for Cyanide to push them out since SDMZ are also dangerous. For now, Cyanide
your cyanide is slowly being taken in by the two. It's not gonna be SDMZ, it's gonna go and
that's a fresh start. And now coming in as well, coming in hard, the guns blowing for
see game over. Yep, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here. And finally marching up, trying to wipe out have security over this building. But you see the Leons, they're going in hard, they're coming in. Jay is storming inside the fist to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked down. It's a ballsy move definitely nearby if ever you want to take this. Hunter is already on the ground. Fisherman as well will be following. That's a confirmation. Let's see everything that they can get from this Rondo map, and it's nice to see. But here's
now. They're gonna be pushing in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point. On the other hand,
get away. I believe that's the one versus one. Nick actually gets on the ground.
needed to be revived. The rest of Badhavyn as well, like to put up a fight. And
She's still standing a little bit slow on the start, but they are catching up. They find Leon. On the crosshairs manages to get rid of secure that last elimination. Elena definitely has their eyes on it, but they're
together with the smokes, try to cover them down, try to cover their tracks. But it is not going to be for Cyanide to push them out since SDMZ are also dangerous. For now, Cyanide
here. Cyanide is slowly taken in by the two. It's not gonna be SDMZ. It's gonna go and
already that's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot, the guns blowing for
NRS
them.
going up against SDMZ along this area. You can see game over. Yep, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here. And finally marching up, trying to wipe out have security over this building. But you see the Leons, they're going in hard, they're coming in. Jay is storming inside the fist to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked down. It's a ballsy move nearby if ever they want to take this. Hunter is already on the ground. Fisherman as well will be following. That's a confirmation. Let's see everything that
All right, we are now back. Let's not make this any more longer. Once again, guys, welcome to Pmnc Maldives, and we are your shoutcasters. I'm Moik, and with me is Annie. Now, Annie, how are you doing? And what do you expect for match number 2?
Yeah, how am I doing? I'm trying to sneak a bite here, but yeah, we will be starting really soon, and I'm really excited to see what the next map is gonna bring us. Map number 7. We did we're done with all our Rondo maps, and so this time around we'll have our two Erangel maps as usual. And you can see our flight path is already on our screen towards the western side, going north to south. So a lot of places are inaccessible so far on point. So not too much to worry about, especially if the circles aren't going to be on the western part of the map. They can go ahead and get their cars as usual. But finally, we're finally back into, not neutral ground, but the usual classic Erangel map. Everyone knows this map, so everyone's just gonna go to their favorite places. And you can see SDMZ, they're probably gonna be landing in either Georgia Pool or Jarkey. NRS is going to Georgia Pool definitely. So let's just keep a watch out. See any sort of early engagements happening really soon.
Leaning more towards the left side. So those that want to, that those that plan to go to mansion or prison, it's gonna be a difficult path from here on out because they really have to go there. Unless later on, when the circle finally maybe favors up towards the right side, maybe they can adjust, and maybe the rest of the teams go there as well. But they're starting off right off the bat. SDMZ, our current for Peter,
Ooh.
still. Ooh, does look like
You
it's gonna be a
mentioned
surprise since they're gonna be very very far from the circle.
you mentioned mansion in prison, and that's exactly where the circle went. And you can see most, if not all, teams actually did not land in the circle. LENION was just nearby alongside Tempo Esports, so they can go ahead and cross into the circle and change their plans just a little bit. But for the likes of like SDMZ all the way in Jarkey, they have a long way to go from home. They're gonna have to go the old town, go get their cars and drive all the way there. And gas prices are up, so they have to do that really smartly. But yes, they don't have to worry about that too much. They can wait until stage 2 or stage 3 of the circle before they have to get out of their hairs in the blue zone. So not a lot of pressure just yet. They can go ahead and peacefully loot the place up. But definitely that circle is already a little bit too um I would say not ideal, because there's a lot of water already in that area. So hopefully, they don't have too much trouble in the next phases of the circle. But as of this moment, everyone's just looting up. We can see game over. They have this whole place to themselves. Everyone's just chilling. Looks like we don't have any early game engagements. So we'll just kick our feet up and hope that nothing else happens for the first couple of minutes, so everyone can get their best guns.
hmm And yeah, we're starting it off right off the bat. 3 minutes into the game, no big casualties just yet. It does look like the MT will find one, and maybe they're just connecting those bullets. But we really can't expect a major kill right here. Maybe a bullets, maybe at risk if he hasn't picked up a lot. But again, speaking from it, he has quite enough. But that damage and that range will surely not take anyone down just yet. Just to let them let their presence be shown, and yeah, just pushing in later on. And again, in this type of map, it's still quite big, so definitely a lot of space, a lot of room right here for these teams to go and play.
Absolutely. And I think they can go ahead and kind of loot the place up. Not really the ideal guns yet. We're not seeing any AKs, AK-47s yet. So a little bit hard on any potential long range shot. But I don't think they need it just yet. They can focus on looting the place up, trying to find some really good guns here in Rojok. And well, DMT, they're a little bit alone here already, and they have less than half a clip to go into the next circle. So there's not a lot of pressure just yet, unless there's some teams that will have their early rotations in trying to get into that save zone really early on. But here, NRS, they have 4 eliminations already. I'm not sure who they eliminated, but Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Let's just keep watching the rest of the game. We have Cyanide. Looks like they'll be making their move already. They're already within the circle. It'll be a good idea to secure a really nice building right off the bat, knowing that a lot of teams did not land within the circle. It's going to be a really good start to kind of try to secure a really nice building already right off the bat.
Hmm. And yeah, as now already 5 minutes into the game, still not a big no casualties really, and all pretty much alive. But in this one, it does look like it's gonna be a little bit difficult for some of these teams when eventually they will get to meet together. But again, it's still we're still at the looting phase, so nothing to expect here, folks, and definitely nothing new. And yeah, I mean, can't really expect a lot of here from here on out.
Yep, we're not really expecting quite a lot just yet. And hopefully we see some action really soon, but of course it's a little bit too much to ask perhaps. 6 minutes into the game. And we can see we're still in stage one for a couple more minutes. So we're gonna be dragging this out for a little bit longer than we want to. Um well, it's okay. It's a good thing for the team. We don't have a lot of pressure just yet, but as of this moment, yep, everyone's just chilling. I don't think anyone is running into anyone else. Nice, nice buildings coming in from Nix. I hopefully it helps out for them because they definitely need the points. Tempo Esports, I like seeing that they're a four-man team right now. There was a slight disconnection in one of their players. I think that's the problem. That's why they went in with only four players in the previous map. There's just a bit of a trouble here and there, but now that they have all four players, I'm really excited to see what this team is gonna show us. Hopefully that hopefully rather they catch up on in terms of points. We can see Mob is also trying to rotate into the area. They're actually within Pachinki, but Pachinki is not going to be in the next circle, so they will be making some early rotations into the next circle.
And yeah, and early rotations indeed. For now, again, SDMZ still holding and really starting strong. Zero eliminations yet, but they've made their presence known. On the other hand, NRS, we have NRS already 4 points to their team. They'll still be needing more to catch up to Leons and LENION and the other teams as well. They have to really try their best to gun for more points to remain in the top spots really. And this is gonna be Cyanide as well, a big challenge for them to catch up to NRS. The same with Skyforce and the rest of the teams. And it's like 15 teams against SDMZ right now because SDMZ are looking to get that 5 peat, and it's just I don't know how many peats we're gonna be having.
Yeah, and hopefully something happens really soon. I'm not sure why Go is losing a lot of health. I'm not quite sure what's happening over there. NRS is also, I think they can't quite heal up too much. LHC, they're hiding out in this area, and they're still quite they're quite at the border of the next circle, and right now they're not going to be securing that spot really soon because they have to keep moving. LHC, they're not going to be staying there any longer. There's nothing to have there. There's nothing to stay for there, so they're going to be making their moves. They're just gonna chill out. Everyone's actually chilling out as of this moment. And surprisingly, we still have the same amount of players that we started with. And we're already at 9 minutes into the game, perhaps even 11 or 12 minutes into the game. We're still not going to be seeing any progress. It's definitely a slow game. And Rondo, we had a lot of early game engagements. We had a lot of early eliminations, but here it's definitely not the case. SDMZ, they're making their rotations all the way from Jarky as well. That's a definitely a good strategy to have as of this moment because they are on the all the way on the other side of the map. But I guess one of the reasons why nothing's happening just yet is everyone's trying to focus on rotating into the circle. But over here in the farm, we're within the circle already. It looks like LENION is nearby another group. Game overs within the blue zone. That's probably why they're losing quite a bit of health, as DMZ is way too far from home as of this moment. But safely inside the middle of the circle, we have DMT, we have LENION, we have LHC, and everyone else is going to be rotating into the area.
Mhm. And now that the circle is starting to get smaller, and to add to that, the river too taking space in that one, so it's a bit of a harder thing to do. The rest of the teams from the bottom part of the map, though, they have to move forward, and they have to move to the major island to at least get that safe spaces down and to take them down once more. And all of these teams pretty much alive again, but we can expect a lot of engagements from here on out.
Okay, we have one knockdown. We have Smiles going onto the ground. Okay. Toma finds X7's pain. Wanu finds Smile. That's a confirmation. Okay, I think we have our first few first bloods. We're down to 60 players, so there's two players down. Leon's. They have two knockouts on their side. Although X7 Neek's gonna be falling on the ground, Bogobe finds that knockout for themselves. Let's see it's gonna be if it's gonna be a confirmation. Lenient, they can see, they can actually even hear the cars of Cyanide as of this moment. And slowly but surely, nice positioning from Cyanide, but Nanu is getting shot at by Rico as of this moment. Just putting a lot of pressure, and Linia is trying to defend their area. They already have a nice security this compound, and now Cyanide will have to make their entry. And so far, so good. They haven't lost any players just yet, but Lenient's definitely putting a lot of pressure.
Hmm. And now, still 16 teams. Really quite strong for all of these teams to still remain, even though Sen 7 leaving with one member remaining. So, again, the stakes are high for the team and to try their best to not be the first team to get eliminated for this one. And it is really a dragging point from here on out because the teams are not yet engaging with each other, and we can't blame them. We haven't seen each other just yet, but the distance are already there. It's closing in and closing in. We do see some action with kill feed. Mob already finds one, and as well as from the side of SPD as well, they find one. Just waiting for those confirmation kills.
Ooh, Sen 7 is not doing really well. They have one last player left standing. Tempo, I believe they lost one player as well. Mob gets a one elimination to their side. Some other players are emoting. Well, we're all just having fun here as of this moment. It's a slow game. Finally, 12 minutes into the game, we are at stage 3 of the circle, and slowly but surely, these teams, all 16 teams, are finally running into each other. But as of this moment, a lot of teams. I love the energy of Mob right now, but they're not gonna be dancing for long. We can see Minto got picked off just now. Exodus, last person standing on X7, and Linian's knocking at their front door, but Zenith 7, they have the staircase. They have a little bit of a surprise advantage. Orpheus almost get there. So they're being smart about this. 2 versus 1. There's one knockdown. Exodus could potentially, probably, almost got actually the first kill, and nice decision throwing that molotov and securing that one elimination. That's a really good decision making from Exodus. And right now Exodus has a bunch of throwables coming in. They are losing a bit of health from their own throws, but that's something that they should probably do, keep themselves alive, and that's a really good decision. You can see Linian actually backed off, but Admiral throwing their own grenade, and that's it for Exodus. That's it for Zenith 7, and that is one more team down. We're down to 14 teams.
Yep. And we're down to the last 14 teams already. NRS finds one. The rest of SDMZ in a fight right here. If they make this alive, then definitely it sets us up for a bigger chance to go for another one. SDMZ, and we'll find one once more. Hunter 69 as well, looking for possible eliminations too. But for now, a lot of these teams are already being already invested in a lot of these fights. And with still all of them up and running, the circle also gets smaller and smaller. but it does look like it still gives them that a lot of space to maintain their current state.
Yep. Everyone else is just kind of chilling about on the map. There were some engagements, but as of this moment, we're only seeing a few things happening in the kill feed. Playzone took one player in. That's kind of expected, especially since we're already stage 4 into the game. Toma all alone, judging from the mini map. Yes, Toma's all alone here in a very strange place. I mean, this is historically a pretty good place, and right now Skyforce, I guess they could wait for the other players, the other teams, to pick each other off, and then perhaps they can swoop in and try to get any stray kills, any stray points for themselves. It's also a strategy that you can probably get for yourselves. But here, we can see LOVINS NYX already lost 2 players, still 0 eliminations. Definitely have the numbers disadvantage. And all the while, SDMZ, they just lost 1 player right now. They're still at 1 elimination, so we'll keep an eye out for SDMZ. It looks like they haven't secured an area for themselves yet. I'm not quite sure. I didn't quite get a good look at SDMZ, but we're definitely going to be watching out for them, especially since they are on the running for a 5P. Over here, Leon's their cars going in at race car speed, trying to secure a building. Ooh, Kali goes into the ground. There's a lot of shots being taken. Aim God! Totally falling into the ground, and that's one more team getting kicked off of this lobby of this map. But here, LHT, they're suffering just quite a bit. Manko and the WOZ Neon rather. The last 2 players standing, although they can go ahead and probably revive the rest of the players. It's still a little bit of trouble on their side. Manko took a lot of damage back there. Zepto still needs that revive. Mad Boy on the red. Neon still not quite sure where Neon is. They're somewhere out there within this vicinity. IT finds a really good angle on Mad Boy. Mad Boy managed to get away. This guy's a little bit slippery. This guy's always hanging on to that amount of health, but definitely they're not going to be staying alive for too long, especially since your resources are finite. But over here, Criminal is going to be taken out as well.
Hmm. And right now, the grenades as well being thrown out, the smokes to cover their tracks, and to give them more time to fight later on. It will not be it just for now, but another team will be eliminated, and RNRS2 will bite the dust for now. Game number 2. Still, Cyanide, still in the game, and our LNN as well, still in the game. SDMZ also holding the number 1 spot. 1 elimination for now. But who knows, maybe they can pull this off later on, but they did actually lose a member, so this could be very difficult for them. On the other hand, it does look like Fantastic gets hit by those bullets, but he's still alive and is still up and running. And a few fights later on, maybe they will be able to get those wins. But double the OPEX, they will have to do a miracle play right here to catch up to these teams.
Rather, oh my gosh. Okay, we have Cyanide actually quite outside of at the border of the circle. Not quite sure if the circle is going to favor them in the next phase. So they'll definitely have to rotate later on. That there's a big chance that they have to rotate later on. Right now, OPX and DMT have the biggest chance of having a really ideal place in the next phase of the circle. There's a lot of teams still outside, so rather 3 of 11 teams they're the only teams inside of the circle. The rest of them will have to keep moving later on. Cyanide will probably have to move in the stage 6 of the circle, but they have a couple minutes left to go before they have to worry about that. You can see Gumbos going on the ground. Flanky finds that knockdown for themselves. Let's see if they can get that confirmation in. Bot Bro is going to be rotating into the area. It takes a lot of damage. Anish is going to be rotating in, half health. Mobs is slowly joining in. Toma is going to be joining their teammate as well. Everyone's here for the party, and the party is going to be a little bit bloody later on. But here, Silence, and definitely not being silent as of the moment, finds some movement towards the hills, the elevations. But otherwise, Lots of throws here, their trades here and there. Neon finds a grenade knocked down. Sky trying to get settled, but unfortunately their location has been given away because of their cars. But here, Admiral took a lot of damage from that grenade. They get finished off. Heidi's still there. Rifa's still there. It's not the end for the LENION just yet.
Not the end for LENION just yet. And with 11 teams up and running, already 20 minutes into the game, the smokes and the Molotovs being thrown as well. Manko will get hit, constantly get hit before he still makes it alive and goes in for prone. High TZ already throwing more as well. A lot of grenades, a lot of Molotovs. Zepto would also would also take one down from the side of Mob. LHC would also lose one member from the side from GameOVR's hands. And just looking at here, SDMZ also getting a move on. And the rest of the teams just all gathered up in this area. ITZ will find one. Spider to follow it up as well from the side of GameOVR Esports. And now his other teammates as well. But Tempo Esports will bite the dust. And we're down to the last 10 teams. Oh, I'm not sure if this is going to be the end of it. The grenade will find one. Seconds connecting as well, but will not find a body for now. Zepto will find one. And the rest of LHC still trying their best before they get eliminated.
Well, nice try from Neon back there, but still, it wasn't inevitable. Their location was out in the open. We had the other teams basically double teaming them, so it's not a very ideal place to be in. But over here, of course, we're going to be looking at what the rest of the 8 teams are up to. GameOVR Esports is still out in the open. They're outside of the next phase of the circle. Mob is nearby. They have some grenades being thrown. 2 blocks is a little bit too far for that grenade. Here, SKYFORCE, they managed to secure one building. We have OPX on the other side. We have DMT as well. GameOVR Esports are trying to find their place, trying to make their entry. Rather, okay, Zayu actually got the some bullets in to GameOVR Esports. But Hunter from DMT finds Zayu. That's a knockdown. Let's see if SDMZ can go ahead and revive Zayu. And Zayu's dangerously close to the blue zone. I'm not sure if they can go ahead and give that a revive, but we'll be finding that out really, really soon. But over here, Mob, last person standing. That's 2 blocks. 2 blocks is just waiting as of this moment. And GameOVR, they're nearby. I don't know if they're gonna go ahead and rotate first. I don't know if they have information that 2 blocks is there, but it looks like that's the case because Rio Day is here to collect taxes. And yep, that's the finisher of 2 blocks. Just looked at them. They're like, okay, come here, bro. I accept my fate. They just stood there and it took the L, and that's it for the team. We're down to 7 teams. Everyone else trying to fight it out, but as of the moment, just looking at the board, SDMZ down for 2 players. CYANIDE still a full squad. GameOVR just said GameOVR just now, like literally just now. SKYFORCE has 3 players. GMT full squad. NYX with 2 players alongside OPX.
And yes, we have here the last 6 teams: CYANIDE, SKYFORCE, TMT, NYX, OPX, and SDMZ Esports. And in this one, the chances are looking good for CYANIDE and DMT if they could pull this off during the last two teams unscathed. Because right now, SDMZ are also down to their last 2 members. So if they get hunted down, that will end their 4-peat streak. And that was also the challenge for SDMZ right here to get that winner chicken dinner despite all of the problems that they're currently having. And right here, they're just really staying. They're not really moving for now, and they're not risking it. Especially the map is still quite big.
Yeah, it's not too big, but it's still pretty big. It's still stage 6 of the circle. It's gonna close in a couple of seconds as well once again. And yep, we have OPX is still at 0 eliminations. They could get a little bit more. They have a nice area to have secured, but also it's very risky to go ahead and needlessly peek your head out. You're probably gonna get you're gonna catch a stray bullet if you try to do so. DMT's nearby. We got a couple of teams left to go. We have 6 teams. In fact, we're still 24 minutes into the game. We have 18 players to worry about. And SDMZ, they're still in the running for the it's just a little bit harder in terms of numbers when they lost one player midway into the game, and then they lost another player in the skirmish just a couple of minutes ago. SDMZ, you can see Flanky and Alman, they're still in the game. We have two eliminations in, and just judging from the previous games, they don't really go that aggressive in the first half. It's only in the second half where they try to secure as many players as possible towards the mid and late game, and that's where they start to shine. That's where they start collecting um, all these eliminations. But as of this moment, since they have a numbers deficit, not sure what their plan is as of this moment, and everyone else are kind of just chilling about. There's a couple of seconds, less than 10 seconds left to go before that next circle is gonna close in. It looks like I and DMT, and I believe there's another team as well. They will be forced to move, and we will be seeing a bunch of other engagements as they try to move in.
Mhm. As they try to move in right here, we also spot Cyanide going in and taking them one by one, and next putting up a fight as well. And the rest of SDMZ Sports still hiding. Cyanide, if two of these members will really be eliminated, this is gonna be very hard for them to pull off. DMT, on the other hand, are really looking good. 6 eliminations to their team, and everyone is completely unscathed. Cyanide down to their last two members who are also both low on health, one needing some revive too. So this could end the streak of Cyanide if they're not being careful. And with that, they should really just move back for now. DMT, however, on a roll, taking their kills. That's gonna be 7 points to their team already.
Ooh.
Again, unscathed, but Skyforce, one will fall down, and Skyforce gets eliminated. DMT puts the last bullet to their heads.
And DMT is still the star of the show with all four players still standing. OPX, two players, Cyanide, three players, SDMZ, two players, just still. And NYX, they have the one lone player. Cyanide is outside, or rather around the border of that circle. But all the while, Nyx, their last player standing, gets picked off, and so we're down to four last teams. SDMZ is still in the running, and I'm still hoping to see that 5 feet later. But still, there are a lot of considerable teams in the running as well, especially with DMT. They have the highest probability, especially since they are still the numbers advantage. But of course, things could change really, really quickly. Cyanide, they're out in the open. They have 5 eliminations. They have 3 players, but their positioning is not very ideal. Nana took a lot of damage back there. Hunter gets taken out by SDMZ flanking. That's a 3 eliminations on just one player. And so let's see if there are any more developments after this.
hmm And I do think it's gonna be hard from here on out. Now SDMC, Cyanide still alive, DMT as well, 3 members each, and it's really looking slim right here for SDMC to win this one. Cyanide, DMT, and OPX are looking good for the winner chicken dinner, and then just looking at the circle as well, it's also getting smaller, and the houses are just being protected as well. So it gives DMT, Cyanide, and OPX a lot of those chance to get in, but DMT are outside, so it's also another factor for them to win this quite difficult, because they're out in the open. They only have the smokes to cover for them, the grenades as well to
Ooh.
help them, and Fisherman will find one beside of Cyanide, losing one member. Cyanide down to the last 2 members, DMT as
Wow.
well falling down. SDMC coming in and swooping in to clean everything down, and now in a in just a few moments, DMT down to their last member, and OPX could be getting this win too, especially that they are 3 members up and running. Cyanide also 2 members left, and SDMZ evening things out.
I love how Psyche managed to clutch that. They crawled all the way to their last player standing, trying to keep their team alive. But over here, double OPX, you can see they're also trying to stay alive, but they're getting bombarded by throwables as of this moment, and that's kind of a classic of the late game. You can see everyone's just trying to use their resources as much as possible. You can see Flanky and Alman, they're trying to be really aggressive as of this moment. They're gonna be moving in, trying to get OPEX inside of their own building, and you can see they're actually holding on quite well. OPX is gonna be fighting back with their own SDMZ. I'm a little bit nervous. They're half health and they're storming the building. And OPX, they're still at full health, so let's see what Frankie tries to do. They are trying to hold on to these corridors. Rain has the grenades in, throws a grenade, doesn't find anything just yet. Frankie finds Nanu. That's a confirmation from CYANIDE. Alright, Rain gets
Ooh,
knocked down. That's
the grenade.
throw with that grenade. Aman. SDMZ is absolutely insane. They stormed the building. They're still alive. Okay, we have a 1 versus 1 inside of this corridor. Okay, Flanky right at the flank, and that is it for CYANIDE as well. But still, we're watching out for what SDMZ will be doing. Oh no!
Ooh,
Flanky gets a
insane.
fallen. Nice job from SDMZ. 2 versus 1. No way. No way this is happening.
Aman, the last member versus DMT. The grenade coming in. Hopefully, it will get them down. Will it? And it's just gonna be it right here. The corner, sneaking them down one by one as well. And Aman putting up a fight, and he has to move out of the house. And right now, chasing them down. DMT goes in for the peak. Aman already spots him. And still, while he is still pretty much healthy at this point. Oh no, Fisherman gets hit. One more. Could be the grenade, but I guess right here he doesn't have an information. Aman finds it finally. The grenade in hand. It's a win once again. 5 beat for SDMZ Esports.
Whoa, no way, no way.
No.
And that 5 feet ended in like a 1 versus 1 as well. What? A fisherman almost broke that streak, but SDMZ, they came through despite the numbers deficit, despite everything that happened. They still got that 5 feet. They got 2 maps so far today, and of course the momentum from yesterday, the 3 feet. They have 11 total eliminations and 144 total points. I'm not sure how LENION is doing as of this moment at rank number 2, but SDMZ is leaving everyone behind in the dust in an impressive performance tonight. Already 2 chicken dinners snagged. These guys should probably give a bit of food, a bit of chicken dinners to everyone else. Are the team stats for our chicken dinner winners.
Amazing feat for SDMZ. I mean, you were with us, guys, and you were with you too. The duration of SDMZ. Honestly, I wasn't looking forward for a win right here for SDMZ because stats wise, 2 members down. The rest of the teams you have, I think that was like the rest of the 3 teams were 3 players each, and it was just so amazing to look at that from 3 players each team, they've managed to even things out that works in their favor and eventually getting those win even in that 1v1 situation. And again, I can't even talk about the summary because it's just too insane and amazing. And we have here MVP Flanky getting this 3rd MVP of this tournament. Insane.
Not gonna lie, I thought Flanky wouldn't get the MVP because SDMZ was kind of lagging about mid game. They were still at like what 2 eliminations, I believe, towards late game. And then all of a sudden, Flanky with the 6 eliminations, and of course, Fisherman did a really great job as well. DMT almost broke the streak of SDMZ, but when it mattered the most, when that 1 versus 1 mattered the most, Aman pulled through, takes the Fisherman out, and secures that 5 feet. Just absolutely amazing. You can see SDMZ didn't absolutely need that 5 feet. They had a lot of points to already qualify for the grand finals, but they did it anyway just because they can. And we can have the head-to-head as of this moment, 6-6 eliminations as Fisherman and Flanky. Damage dealt, however, huge difference. 1.5k on the side of Flanky, and of course, average survival time. Our game did extend out from 13, and you can see that because we reached stage number 9, I believe, or was it still stage number 8? We're closing in stage number 8, but yeah, impressive performance from SDMZ. especially Amon towards the end. It's a really great job done. DMT also did a really great job. And yes, the match rankings we have 21 total points. From SDMZ, we saw it a while ago. DCM DMT will have 18 points. Huge drop to Cyanide with 9 points. Skyforce with 6. So below OPEX with 5. Game Over and Mob each have 5 as well. LOVINS has 4. LHC was 4. That's it for the first half of the match rankings. We'll be moving on to LENION next. That's 4 points. Leon's with 3. AKUMA with 2. Chepo, Badhavyn, NRS, and Zenith each have 1 point. It's nice to see that everyone has at least 1 point in this match. It's a good thing that nobody will be left in the dust for now for match number 7. And after this, it's only going to be 3 more chances left. We only have 1 more Erangel and 2 Miramars. And after that, I believe that will be it for A. So for any teams that didn't manage to qualify for the grand finals, they definitely have to work a tad bit harder than usual in order to try to catch up. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our match number 7. Congratulations once again to SDMZ for an absolutely amazing job. Well done. So there we have the overall rankings.
Yes, overall rankings, SEMZ Esports with a whopping 144 points and almost just a little bit more points. That's like double than Lenion, which currently holds the second place as well. Ellen and Leons also holds the third place with 52, 49 points for Cyanide, and the list goes on. And again, it's such an amazing thing. SDMZ Esports with our 5 beat, and I don't even know if they're gonna be continuing this streak for like the whole night. I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely possible with SEMZ. So, they have like almost twice the number of points from rank number 2. That is just crazy. And so with that, right now SDMZ is dominating the map schedule as of now. 2 winner chicken dinners. That's Rondo. That's the first Erangel question is, will they dominate any other maps later on? SCMD so far they are on a roll. I really thought they would have fallen out in this map, but they definitely did not fall off. That's not the case. They proven me wrong. Like personally, my expectations was wrong. But yeah, SDMZ continuing to give us a lot more surprises. And you know what else will be surprising? If they take the rest of the maps as well. So yeah, there we have it. For our map number 7, we will be moving on to match number 8 after a short break. So guys, do not go anywhere. We'll be seeing you in a few minutes.
That's already that's a fresh start. And now coming in as well, coming in hot, of course,
Around this area. You can see Game Over. Yep, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here and finally marching up, trying to wipe out halves of the energy over this building. But this is they're going in hard. They're coming in. Jay is storming inside the place to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked down. Well, this whole team members will fight after the counter is as well. We'll be following that confirmation.
they're gonna be pushing in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point on the other hand.
SPT trying to get away. I believe that's Badhavyn. So 1 versus 1. Nick actually gets on the ground.
Needed to be revived. The rest of the Badhavyn as well, like to put up a fight. And
She's still standing. A little bit slow on the start, but they are catching up. They find Leon's. Oh, the Crosshairs manages to get to secure that last elimination. Lenin definitely has their eyes on it, but
together with the smokes, start bubbling down, like covering their tracks. But it is not gonna be the Cyanide to push them out since SDMZ are also injured. But for now, Cyanide
here Cyanide is slowly but surely being taken in by the two zone. If it's not gonna be SDMZ, it's gonna be zone and as an advantage. Hopefully, they're being smart about this. 1 versus 1. CYANIDE. All right, Rain gets
Ooh,
knocked down. That's
the
a
grenade.
throw was sort of right at the flank, and that is it for CYANIDE as well. But still, one
It's already that's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot. The guns
now
blowing for
NRS
them.
going up against MVT along this area. You see game over. Yeah, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here. And finally marching up, trying to wipe out halves in order to over this building. But this is the guns. They're going in hard. They're coming in. Jay is storming inside of this to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked out. It's a ballsy move down to the nearby if ever you want to take this. Hunter is already on the ground for German as well. We'll be following. That's a confirmation. Let's see. Yes, from this one. Nice.
Coming in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point for their head.
Get away. What was one name actually gets on the ground. They're just still standing a little bit slow on the start, but they are catching up. They finally on the crosshairs manages to get to secure that last elimination. LNN definitely has their eyes on it, but here
Together with the smokes, try to cover them down, try to cover their tracks, but it is not going to be enough for Cyanide to push them out since SDMZ are also injured. But for now, Cyanide being
here CYANIDE is slowly but surely being taken in by the Rondo. It's not gonna be SDMZ, it's gonna go and advantage. They're being smart about this. There's one knockdown. Exodus kill on the shots being taken. In God. Could be falling into the ground. One more sleep. There's someone out there. IT finds a really good angle on Magma.
now, Septo will find one, and the rest of LNC still trying their best before they get
Today
eliminated.
is here to collect taxes. And yep, that's the picture of the filed out at the moment. Cyanide. No, no, that's a confirmation from CYANIDE. Alright, Rain gets knocked out.
What is up, guys? We are now back, and welcome to PMNC Maldives, and we are Shoutcasters once again. Moik, and with me is Annie. Now, Annie, how do you feel? It's the 5 feet of SDMZ Esports.
Yeah, I already told back end that they're probably not gonna get like 6 feet, but then yeah, guys, don't take me too seriously. I just think like things that go on a little bit too smoothly, they'll eventually try to break that. Things don't last that long, but yeah, SDMZ probably will get a couple more chicken dinners tonight. Maybe one or two out of the next three maps, but there's a chance that they probably won't get the chicken dinner, but still, with this, they probably can. But still, it's gonna be up to the game later on. There's gonna be elements of luck, and then perhaps like the circle, the flight path, and everything could determine what happens next. But yeah, great job with the 5 peat. I bet these guys are like celebrating and stuff. They had the 3 peat yesterday. They have the 2 peat right now, and potentially another maybe 3 peat for today alone. But yeah, we're gonna be moving on to our last Erangel, and actually our last Erangel, not just for but also for this Group A stage. So there we have it. Our flight path is gonna be starting from the military base, going up all the way to Kamishki, and it's gonna be a little bit of a different game from last game. You can remember the flight path last time was towards the western part, and this time it's gonna be towards the east.
Mm-hmm. Towards the east, indeed. And in this one, from left to right, I think maybe SDMC Esports would land once again to maybe Novoripnoye, and then the circle would be somewhere around Zarki. And because that was the same situation with the previous game, SDMC landed on Zarki, and then the circle was at the mansion or prison part, and they had to cross all the way from left to right, and despite that, still making it out alive with two members remaining and turning things down to a to an easy chicken dinner. I mean, not, that wasn't really easy for them, but they still made it somehow. Now I wonder if if now that the flight path is at the right side, maybe things would go a different way. Maybe SDMZ will finally kick the dust once again. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't even know.
They happen as of this moment. But it's a nice thing to know that the flight path is within the circle, and you can see a stark difference from the previous game. Well, before there were almost no teams inside of the circle, but now almost everyone is here, except for the teams that landed in the military base. And you can see that the circle is more or less around the same area. Over here, we have double O OPEX. Finally, we're actually seeing an early game engagement. Nice shot, nice throw rather with that grenade, but unfortunately, I don't think it gave any damage to anyone just yet. So we'll just have to keep on watching how double O OPEX is gonna do with, I believe that should be Badhavyn. But over here, game over finds X7's Utah, but there's a trade off as well, 1-for-1 on team. I don't know if that's a confirmation, but yeah, definitely we're seeing the numbers going down. 60 players left remaining, couple of things happening here and there, a couple of knockdowns, and game over. Isut is gonna be kicked out of this game already. We're down to 59 players. There's a lot of early game engagements. I'm really glad to see that, but looks like Spider will be finished off as well.
Mm-hmm. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, 16 teams are still up and running, and one member already down. And in this one, double the OPEX. Actually makes it a different situation from here on out. He goes in for the prawn. And yeah, still makes it alive, gets one down, goes in for a couple more shots, but he is getting shot as well. He has to go for prone maybe later, or maybe he can get taken out by a grenade.
Yeah, perhaps possible. Okay, Badhavyn literally right outside of OPEX's tools. All right, nice decision making there to get that bag, and it looks like we have our first or second two teams got eliminated off. We did see OPEX with our own eyes, but AKUMA out there in the map also got eliminated off just now. So I think game over might be going next, especially since yep, there we have it. Fool will be the last fall, and that is our third team already eliminated off 4 minutes into the game. I love this flight path. I love this circle. I love the early game engagements. It's really nice to see, especially since in the previous game, the game dragged out so much because nobody was running into anybody. Oh, nice shot from Nobu as well. That is a whole half health down from 90 all the way in the other building.
Mm-hmm. And now, 13 teams still up and running, looking for more and possible eliminations. But again, it's so hard to eliminate them one by one for now, and especially that LNN are just moving around and about, and with during the looting phase too. So it's really hard for them to be able to pull things off later on. But for now, 5 minutes already into the game, NRS looking for more targets, but they will not be able. There will be no major casualty, and it's also surprising to see that this time around, bodies have been falling, and in that early amount of time. So we can probably expect a bit of a drag late game.
Okay. NRS trying to look their wounds as well. Toxic can still be revived. Yep, that's definitely what's happening as of this moment. Everyone's just trying to settle in. Exodus falls from their team as well. So we're down to 49 players actually. Just 5 minutes into the game, Zen is 7 still going at it at NRS, and it's really nice to keep on watching. All of this developing as of this moment. And X7 unfortunately down to half of their team. NRS is still trying to settle in, trying to keep themselves inside of this place, especially with LHC trying to knock down their door, and I think Nobu is the only person from NRS in this vicinity. It's no wonder that this guy is just like trying to keep quiet. You can see LC, they're trying to secure this building, and no doubt Nobu probably heard those footsteps, but they didn't come through the corridor. They're just keeping watch, trying to camp out, trying to keep the crosshairs nearby. We have Yasnaya, Pollyanna, and it's still within the circle, so I really thought LHC would have secured that area, but it looks like they'll be getting out of there, trying to secure another area. And now Nobu is all alone. It actually worked out, just trying to keep quiet. The question is, where is everyone else from NRS? But here, Cyanide down by one player, when GT down, and Haysam, I think we can go ahead and revive Haysam just now. Nanu is quite low on health. They're going to be healing up as of this moment. They better hope Mob won't be finding them in this area.
Hmm. For now, one member from Cyanide already being eliminated, three of them remaining, and they're also at a very tight spot as well. If someone will spot them, one grenade is all it takes to take them all down, and the smokes still provide them cover, but the rest of the players are just really looking for another way to get more points, especially as they try to catch up towards SDMZ. SDMZ, we don't really sell out of that presence at this point in time, but again, they're such monsters that we're just surprised at the late stage that they're already there, they're already present.
Yeah, absolutely. And SDMZ's strategy so far from the last couple of maps that we've observed, they're always holding out on the early game. They don't go too aggressive in the early game. They probably go half the game with zero eliminations, and then all of a sudden, towards the mid game to late game, they start getting eliminations slowly and surely, and then all of a sudden, they snag that chicken dinner. So what worked out for them, they have a higher chance of getting that chicken dinner if they keep themselves alive towards the middle game. Like, and I'm saying alive as in like full squad, all four players. They don't want to lose anyone. But nonetheless, if even if they try to get engagements, they have such a high rate of survivability that they don't really need to worry about that too much, but they're still playing it safe, which is a good thing. But here we're gonna be moving on to our next phase of the circle. It's gonna be still including the bridge of the military base, but that's probably gonna be taken out in the next phase of the circle. But ZFZ just a little too far from everyone else. It's no wonder that they're not getting in any engagements, any eliminations yet. There's a considerable amount, maybe half of the teams right now are outside of the next stage of the circle. But nonetheless, everyone else is trying to settle in. We can see in the kill feed, I think LENION has found um another engagement for themselves. That's a vehicle elimination as well, so that's a good sign for LENION. They're already starting to stack up on the eliminations. In fact, Orpheus managed to get Jimbo down, finishing them off. Rifa finished off rather, and Redo is left trying to keep themselves alive and at least get those placement points.
Hmm. For now, 13 teams still up and running. SDMZ, no momentum yet, but they're still alive and they're still quite complete. LNN, on the other hand, two eliminations already for their team. All is up and as well. On the kill feed, however, Kali will get one. Leon's also zero kills for now, but they're still present. They still have the chance. Cyanide with one member eliminated, they still have 3 points as well. A good start for them. SKYFORCE zero, and yeah, we also have to acknowledge DMT as well for pulling it off. All of them complete and three eliminations to their name, as well as Sen Seven, who actually left with few members left and four eliminations already.
Yeah, good job to the early game engagement teams for snagging all those eliminations. But over here, Seven still trying to get the crosshairs out on LHC, but somewhere out there in the map, Orpheus gets taken out. Admiral, however, takes aim god for themselves. There's a trades here and there. Payne's the last person standing on Zenith as of this moment, and it's not looking good for Haiti as of this moment. There, one good shot from into Haiti, and it's gonna be over. But Leon's is also coming down. It's gonna be a 1 versus 1 between Jay and Haiti. It's gonna be sidestepping, and in the end, it's Haiti that will be falling alongside the rest of their team. And Leon's, they have a chance to revive literally everyone else. So it was either Leon's or LNN there, and that 1 versus 1 determined exactly who was gonna stay alive. But over here, NRS coming in as the third party. Criminal scouting the area first. You can see the rest of NRS is gonna be rotating in from their northwestern position. Let's see if they try to get this engagement, since this is a good time to play third party. But it looks like Criminal might not be doing just that. Maybe they're just trying to scout the area, trying to snipe the area out. NRS definitely they have eyes on Leon's, however.
And with that in mind, LNN is already eliminated. Leon's still up with four members actually, and also four eliminations to their name. Cyanide also three, and we can actually mention that we could expect a little bit of a drag pace later on, especially that during the early stages of the game, already some teams were eliminated. So for now, since the play zone is still quite big, and we have a lot of houses to go for cover as well, it will really be quite of a slow later on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's pretty slow paced as of this moment. Everyone's kind of just hanging out in the farm. LHC trying to rotate in. Still in the blue zone. SDMZ finally within the play zone, trying to settle in. But there's NRS nearby. Essentially, they're gonna be running into them really, really soon. But the question is, will they take this engagement if ever it happens, or will NRS just quietly let them happen? But otherwise, yep, we still have 39 players. They have 12 teams. They have 13 minutes into the game. So they're kind of just chilling out, you know. Okay, Criminal gets spotted by Flanky. I really thought NRS would probably play, the element of surprise, but it looks like it might be the other way around, especially on the ground. The rest of NRS kind of chilling out, trying to get those grenades out, but still, Criminal is gonna
Oh,
be finished off by Agent. Okay, Agent
ooh,
will
one
be
is
going
down.
onto the ground. All right, Chippy manages to get that in, and Chippy gets knocked down as well. They didn't manage to finish off Agent. Agent can still be revived. Ouch! Amon took a
From
lot of
behind.
damage back there, but still alive. Nobu talks all the way to the other side of the compound, but already SDMG is having a really good laugh, especially since NRS has been reduced to 2 players.
All the way from the back, but still managed to revive their teammates. One more needs help, and SDMZ still having a chance to turn things around, and especially that they're being pinched as well at the corner, and it's gonna be a very difficult effort for them to escape from this one. NRS will not be having any of that beef and will have to move back and actually move around, look for a better place. But again, 12 teams in this area, and this it's still quite big too, so it's really a very risky play for these teams to be invested. But looking at it, SDMZ saying no, no to being eliminated, that is a no for me, and they still want to fight. They're inside this house as well, so it really gives them that cover. And they're also near the circle, so they could get eliminated later on if they expose themselves to a lot of enemies. But for now, they will be sticking their heads first and will not be advancing to the inner circle.
And the rest of NRS are just trying to chill out, try not to get spotted by SDMZ, who's overrunning the place already. And SDMZ, they're not done here yet. I think they know that the rest of NRS is still there, and they're not being too worried right now. You can see they're kind of walking around really, really openly, but they're mounting their vehicles. They're probably going to be rotating out of the area, and we have LHC at a distance as well. But they have a couple of minutes left before that stage 4 circle is going to completely close in. But they'll make an early rotation, I suppose, perhaps. They have the cars for themselves. Everyone's just taking their place in, trying to make a lot of noise. Toxic is actually a little bit farther off, and Rito is nearby. Rito is all alone as well as the MZ is also nearby. Agent 27 is trying to scout out the area. Perhaps they're trying to draw attention. and they already know they've dominated this area, so they're not really too worried, making a lot of noise. And you can see a few players. Actually, SDMZ is making an early rotation out of the area. Zenith 7, on the other hand, gets spotted. Their last player gets spotted. That's elimination 1 and 2. Mob also falls as well. Monko finding that kill for themselves. We're down to 10 teams, 33 players left remaining, and we're still at stage 4 of the circuit.
Mhm. And we're still flanky. We'll find one waiting to confirm that kill. And I think they're gonna be very invested in this fight from here on out. They've already got their place, but they want to really look for a better way to position themselves, especially that they're putting themselves out in the open. On the other hand, DMT one gets one, and I'll just be waiting for that elimination point as well. But Manko, the rest of LHC, um, they're gonna be at least hiding for some cover before they can move. And with two members remain, so the champion slimmer as well. But it's still good that they have four eliminations already for their team. And looking as well, Leons could also be look a nice win right here if they can pull this off. All is complete, and also four eliminations.
Yep, and Tempo Esports gets eliminated. Meanwhile, we're down to 9 teams, and still SDMZ still in the running for a possible 6-speed. SKYFORCE, they find Leon's as well on the crosshairs, just trying to see if they can find a really good angle later on. Still at stage 4 of the circle, we're going to see the stage 5 circle really, really quickly, really, really soon. Spotted by a niche by SKYFORCE, but of course, SDMZ, they have pretty much their specialty of staying outside in the open area and still managing to stay alive. And so that's exactly what they're working for. They are on a split as of this moment. It's 2 versus 2. It looks like Zayu is trying to shoot at LHC. Question is now, will they be able to secure that elimination? That's the question as of this moment. But it looks like there's no connections just yet. I don't know if any damage is being done, but they're definitely not seeing a lot from the kill feed just yet. Zayu, however, gets from the side of LHC. Okay, here we have it. One down. Could potentially have one more to go. Aman has another target as well. Bogabe finds Leon's aim god. That's confirmation. So we're down to 28 players. Sky versus Leon's, and then we have SDMZ versus. We quite catch who that is, but Zayu also finds Nyx. So there's a lot of things happening. Actually, it's SDMZ against the world, quite literally. And let's see. The question is now, will they get the elimination point? It's a little bit messy over here. But throw, nice shot. And Anish takes a little bit of damage, but Sky slowly but surely, they're getting chipped down. Few players left. It's a nice grenade throw. Bot Bro still manages to stay alive. Anish, I'm not sure where this guy is, but they're up on the roof, still trying to hold their place. But SDMZ is knocking on their door. All the while, Leon's finally gets eliminated off. We're down to 8 teams.
We're down to 8 teams, and still, for some reason, SDMZ is part of the top 8. And let's not make this any much longer. Make it 7 teams, and LHC got eliminated. Now 3 points for CYANIDE, 3 players as well, 4 points for SKYFORCE, and 2 players right there. DMT with 3 points, and all 4 members are pretty much alive. SPD as well with 4 points, and all are alive. And right there, they're just gonna be throwing those grenades right down and trying to get this area as well. But it does look like another member is getting picked off as well. DMT, on the other hand, trying their best to regain their spot. Botbro gets one. Hunter as well will find one that's gonna be a different player, and with 3 eliminations as well for his name. Still 19 players remaining, 20 minutes into the game. The circle already getting smaller. SDMZ on the move. Flanky gets another one. Aman from afar also gets the damage down as well, and they have this higher ground advantage, and they could use this to their really big advantage as they head on for that winner chicken dinner if they can pull things off.
And considering the fact that SEMZ had a really little amount of eliminations while everyone else has gotten started on the game, now that they have 8 eliminations, kind of like holding on to that same strategy as before, keeping quiet and landing a little bit far from everyone else at the start of the game, and then catching up in the game, getting all those eliminations in. Speaking of eliminations, Lovins, Nyx falls, and now we're down to 6 teams. I believe SPD is another team that needs to be looked out for. There's one last player left to go, and they're just hiding out, trying to get as much placement points as possible. And we're already in placement. Sorry, we are down to 6 teams. DZM finds a cyanide across the map. But on the other hand, these guys will probably have to move sooner or later. In half a minute, the stage 6 circle is going to close in. It's going to be a considerable amount of damage on the blue zone. We have Psyche trying to heal up, and Cyanide will probably have to keep them moving, but they are being targeted by DCMDMT, so they have to tread carefully. As DM safely inside the circle, they have a good spot already, but it looks like Aman got spotted just now. They're half health, and they'll have to move just a bit so that they'll have a harder time trying to angle against SDMZ.
And yes, exactly 6 teams remain, 22 minutes into the game. And now Cyanide, DMT trying to put up a fight, Skyforce as well, NRS to add, and lastly SPD trying to climb their way up the ranks. And DMT already spots one. It's just gonna be a matter of time before they eventually just push each other out and take them down, or the play zone will just take them down. And right here, Hunter will find one, and that's gonna eliminate Badhavyn. Down to the last 5 teams. Once again, for some reason, SDMZ will say no to getting eliminated as they remain towards the top 4.
We're seeing a rematch of SDMZ and DMT. It's a possible right now. CND, Cyanide, and Sky, they got a bunch of players picked off right now. They're trying to take each other out as well. We can see Cyanide Hazem. They're going to be taken out
Flanky
by
once more.
SDMZ. Psyche as well, following up. There's just one player left on Cyanide. Question is, where is this guy? It's actually just quite nearby everyone else. And Zayu's trying to finish them off. And Psyche falls, Haisam, and the last player, that will be Nanu. And that is the end for Cyanide. And now this time, SKYFORCE is gonna be there, 2 last players, and then after that, it's just gonna be a rematch between SEMZ and DMT. Let's see what happens after this. It looks like Fisherman's trying to fish out SDMZ. Hunter is gonna be just a trade-off here and there. Meanwhile, SKYFORCE, they have a really good spot. They're out
Ooh, gets
of
down.
trouble as of this
Almost.
moment. And Agent's trying to get out of there. They took a lot of damage. Flanky trying to revive Zayu as well. That was way too close for comfort. But all the while, Flanky with the 9 eliminations, doing a great job as usual.
Yup, doing a good job as usual indeed. And Agent 27 will find one. And DMT, as that we said, it's gonna be a rematch between SDMZ and DMT, while SKYFORCE tries to be the third party and clean everything up. But Flanky on the move once more as he takes one member once more from DMT. And there is elimination, everyone. It's a 4v2 between SDMZ and SKYFORCE. SKYFORCE now hiding, alone and afraid. Alone as a team for SKYFORCE, and all they have is a house. It's just a house to try to stop SDMZ, their rampage, and the rest of the SDMZ planning their ultimate victory against SKYFORCE right here. We might witness a 6-peat, and it's just a back-to-back win.
What's funny too is that SKYFORCE is outside of the next circle. So these guys, how do you say it? They're not in a good spot. Bot Pro and Anish, it's either get taken by the blue zone or get taken by SDMZ. Look at them, SDMZ. Like, if you guys like cats, you know when cats like seconds before pouncing, they start wiggling their butt and stuff. That's what they look like right now. That's what SDMZ looks like right now. They're just watching Sky. They're like daring them to step out. They're daring them. But they're patient. They already know they have this in the bag. They have the numbers advantage. And although they don't have the buildings, they have the circle on
Insane.
their side. And of course, okay, It looks like Bot Pro, they know what to do. They're making any moves, but SDMZ, however, they're confident enough to try to, get this thing going, trying to see if they can land shots, and you can see they're trying to cook up grenades as well. Blackie's gonna be readjusting their angle. Zyros took a bit of damage, but over here Anish falls down from the house, gets finished off, and now it's just Bot Bro 4 versus 1. I think we all know how this is gonna end.
Ooh.
Bot Bro still trying, however.
The grenades connecting.
Not good though. Throwing all those grenades is not connecting at all, and so Bot Bro, they're gonna be trying to defend against SDMZ, and that blue zone's eating up. I think the best thing that can happen right now is let Bot Bro die to the blue zone, deny that elimination, but still doesn't matter. SDMZ gets their 6th win in a row. These guys are monsters.
6 wins in a row for SDMZ Esports and a whopping 107 total points. I don't even know. I can't stress this enough. It is so amazing for SDMZ Esports to pull things off. 6 straight winner chicken dinners. And again, I think this is the first time that I've seen it live on the performance, and insane. I don't know. I have no words.
Yeah, I mean, guys, by the way, Pmnc Maldives, by the way, and it's just absolutely impressive coming in from SDMZ. That is 6 games in a row, including yesterday, but if you don't include yesterday, it's still 3 games in a row. That's an insane amount of momentum. They're coming in hard. They're coming in nice and hard. They're bulldozing everything that's happening in PMNC as of this moment. And we have Flanky, another MVP from this guy. Double digits this time, 11 eliminations. You could say that that's pretty normal in Rondo, but in Erangel, 11 eliminations is very impressive. That's like what, 1/6 of the lobby. So Flanky, congratulations once again. This guy is way too good. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and again, Flanky, what amazing 4 MVPs. Oh my, oh my lord, I don't know. And Zayu to follow that up as well with 4 points. Payne from Sen 7 with 3 points, and also with 4 points as well for the other team. And again, such a nice win right here. And just comparing it to head to head, I mean, head to head between 2 teammates is insane. It's wild. it's that big of a gap between these different teams that you just had to compare head to head between 2 teammates, and it's insane.
Yeah, they're just in a whole other level from the rest of the teams. Flanky versus Zayu, and even within teammates, there's a huge difference. There's in fact a 7-point difference between the two in terms of eliminations, and Flanky has more than half, rather more than double rather, of the damage done by their teammate. But here we have the match rankings: 30 total points for SDMZ, and 11 of those elimination points are from Flanky too. It's just crazy. We have GCM DMT coming in with 12 total points, SKYFORCE with 10, CYANIDE with 6, Badhavyn with 6, LHC, Leon, and Zenith each have 5, and Nurse with 4. I believe there are other players, or rather teams, with 4 points as well. We'll be seeing that on the second half of the match ranking. It's going to be LENION. No, rather, there's LENION with 2. Nyx, Mob, and GAMEOVR each have 1 point. Tempo, LOVINS, AKUMA, and OO OPEX, unfortunately, will be going home with 0 total points. Well, we're going to be expecting that the overall rankings are going to look pretty crazy.
I don't really, it's just amazing that overall rankings 174 points right here for SDMZ Esports, 6 more points before it's like the twice of the score right here for LENION, and the gap is just really there. I mean, what more can I say? It's just so big. Even the third placer, it's also like 22 points away from LENION. So again, it really speaks volume on the caliber that SDMZ Esports currently have, and they're not planning on stop streak. They're on a 6-win streak, and I don't know. The logo is getting too familiar at this point. But yep, let's not make this one any much longer. We're gonna be proceeding with two more Miramar matches.
Yep, the night is still young. We're going to be seeing two more matches to end this group stage. So, with that, congratulations once again to SDMZ. This could turn into a 7-peat if they wanted it to, but for now, of course, we will be taking a short break as usual. So, guys, don't go anywhere. After a few minutes, we'll be going on to match number 4 for today, so stay tuned.
That's already that's a fresh start. And now coming in as well, coming in hot at the guns point
MNR
for
is going up against MVT along this area. You can see game over. Yeah, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here and finally marching up, trying to wipe out. Have security over this building, but you see the Leons, they're going in hard. They're coming in. Jay is storming inside the place to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked out. It's a ballsy move nearby if ever they want to make this. And Hunter is already on the ground for German as well. We'll be following. That's confirmation. Let's anything that they can get from this Rondo method. It's nice to see, but here's
pushing in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point on the other end.
get away. So 1 versus 1 Nick actually gets on the ground.
Needed to be revived. The rest of the Badhavyn as well, like to put up a fight. And
Still standing a little bit slow on the start, but they are catching up. They find the guns on the crosshairs, manages to get to the secure that last position. Definitely has their eyes on it, but they're
together with a smoke, try coming down, try to cover their tracks. But it is not going to be enough time to push them out since SDMZ are also injured. Now CYANIDE
here. Cyanide is slowly but surely being taken in by the two Lord. If it's not gonna be SDMZ, it's gonna go and advantage. Both of them get there. They're being smart about this. 2 versus 1. There's one knockdown. Exodus good. A lot of shots being taken. Aim God. But they're falling into the ground, and that's one more team. I'm not sure where Leon is. They're somewhere out there. Haiti finds a really good angle on Madboy.
now, Stepto will find one, and the rest of LHC still trying their best before they get
Today is here to collect taxes. And yep, that's the picture of different filed out. But as of the moment, Cyanide. Sonu, that's a confirmation from Cyanide. Alright, great. They get to knock down the throw the sword like right at the flank, and that is it for Cyanide. Right outside of Texas. Alright, nice. That's a good sign for they already started stuff on the eliminations. In fact, it's gonna be a 1 versus 1 for today, and IT is gonna be sidestepping, and in the end, it's IT that will be followed as DMC against the worldwide everyone else has gotten started on the big game. Now that they have 8 eliminations, kind of like
already. That's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot. The guns point for
NRS
them.
going up against MVT along this area. You can see game over. Yep, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here and finally marching up, trying to wipe out. Have security over this building, but you see the Leons, they're going in hard. They're coming in. Jay is storming inside the place to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked down. It's ballsy nearby if everyone as well. We'll be following. That's a confirmation. Let's everything that they can get from this Rondo method. It's nice to see, but here's
Now they're going to be pushing in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point on the other hand.
SVG trying to get away. I believe that's Badhavyn. So 1 versus 1 Nick actually gets on the
Needed to be revived. The rest of Badhavyn as well, like to put push them out since SDMZ are also injured. But for now, Cyanide
Ooh,
being
here, Cyanide's is slowly but surely being taken in by the Tundra. If it's not gonna be SDMZ, it's gonna go and as price advantage or free. They're being smart about this. There's one knockdown. Exodus good. A lot of shots being taken. Aim God. But they falling into the ground. And that's LENION is there's IT finds a really good angle on that one.
Septo will find one, and the rest of LG will try their best before they get
Today is here to collect taxes. And yep, that's the finisher off. So we're trying to find it out, but as of the moment, just looking at the board, this seems like Cyanide. No, no, that's a confirmation from Cyanide. Alright, Ray gets knocked out. That's a grenade. Sidestepping, and in the end, it's high Q that will be followed as DMZ against the world point, literally. And let's see, the question is now, will they get the elimination point while everyone else has gotten started on the game? Now that they have 8 eliminations, it's kind of like
It's already that's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot. The guns going
NRS
for
going up against DMZ along this area. You see game over. Yep, it's really nice to see that they're being really aggressive, especially here. They're finally marching up, trying to wipe out halves over the building. But it seems like they're going in hard. They're jumping in. Jay is slowly to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked out. It's a ballsy move, definitely nearby if ever they want to make this. Hunter is already on the ground. Fisherman as well will be following. That's confirmation. Let's see everything that they can get from this Rondo map. It's not nice to see, but here we are.
or Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point with their head. What's up, guys? We are in the MNC Maldives 2026, and your shoutcasters once week, and with me, Annie, 6 feet.
I know it's crazy. Pmnc, by the way, come on. SDMZ need to calm down. They don't even need these points anymore. I don't even, like they've secured their place. They literally have double the points of LENION sitting at second place. I don't know what's happening anymore. But congratulations still to SDMZ. But as of this moment, yes, we will be starting on our match number 9 for this Group A stage. It's a pretty funny flight path. There's quite little room left to go around with, but our teams will probably work around this. So as the MZ, we're gonna keep watching them because they've already dropped off at the start of the flight path.
And with that in mind, now bottom right part of the map. So I wondered where the circle is gonna be. Maybe another left top side, and just to meme it out. And so yeah, Miramar is still quite big though. So we could see some a bit of a drag fights, or maybe not now, but a lot of things will be happening, of course, and still SDMZ Esports, the pressures also on them since they have to, I feel like they feel the need to continue their streak, and especially with Flanky with already 4 MVPs already for the whole tournament, and we're still day 2, by the way. So again, it's really a quite big event from their side.
Yeah. I mean, achievement is, I don't know, probably like an understatement. It's a feat. It's a miracle. It's a, I don't know what's happening over here. But then yeah, well, SDMZ, they're just doing their thing. They landed all the way in Miramar, so they're a little bit far off from everyone else, but they can go ahead and move later on, no problem whatsoever. They can just get a car and rotate into the area. And as of this moment, it looks like Akuma did not join unless I missed the kill feed. So there we have it. So we have 15 teams, 59 players in the lobby. Everyone's dropping off. I think LHC they just dropped off just now. So everyone's just chilling out. So far, no early game engagements that I've caught with my eye just so now. But here, Tempo Esports they landed near Skyforce. I can see Bogobe towards the north of this mini map. So let's see if this will turn into an engagement or will they mind their own businesses? That's the question right now.
And with this in mind, once more, again, I'm expecting a bit of a drag play right here, a bit of a drag pull for all of these teams, and especially that they just I think their just main goal is to be a part of the top spots as well of their spots. And yeah, I mean that is definitely it because they cannot, I think, honestly speaking, like it's hard to catch up to SDMZ, especially with their current streak ongoing. Of course they have to do their best as well in order to keep track of that and to maintain their wins as well. So again, it's still a very big achievement for all of them for getting those winner chicken.
Absolutely. It's a huge achievement. Probably just a normal Friday for SDMZ, however, but still 6 feet. It's crazy. What will make it crazier if it's a 7 feet, maybe an 8 feet later on.
Yeah.
And like as of this moment, they have more than 50% of the maps on this group stage to themselves. They have 6 wins. And I believe we'll only have 10 maps for the qualifiers. So after this day, 2 more days, we'll see the Group B stage. But as of this moment, very impressive coming in from SDMZ. Of course, they already know that. But as of this moment, yes, we're gonna be watching out for Skyforce and DZM DMT. These are two decent teams. If you close your eyes from SDMZ, these are actually some of the top teams in this matchup in this group stage as of this moment. So I kind of interested to see what DMT and Sky would do at this rate. But as of this moment, it looks like they're not really engaging yet. They're just measuring each other up, not really shooting the first bullet, and they're kind of just chilling right now.
Hmm. Definitely. And with SDMC, again, I wonder if they're just gonna be chilling for the rest of these games, or maybe they're gonna go ballistic and wild. Who knows? The rest of the teams, however, just have to really gather themselves up and to try their best to really climb up those top spots to eventually get there and be a part of those contenders. And again, Miramar is a very big map, so we can't really expect a lot of fights going on, or maybe some elimination points. Maybe only during times where the enemies are just no choice but to meet each other.
Yep. And as of this moment, looks like everyone's kind of just chilling out. And Leon's, well, they found Nyx. It looks like they're cooking up some grenades as well. So let's see what the development is going to look like later on. We can see some grenades getting exploded from the other side, and I love the angles that Leon's has against Nyx as of this moment. Nyx does have secured that area, but question is now how long will they be able to hold that position, especially with Leon's with such a great start from Leon's. They have them surrounded from different angles, so it's gonna be hard to go up against them.
A little bit to go up against, and definitely 58 players remaining. Now DMT looking for another place to go in and loot for some resources, but I guess it's gonna be very hard for them as they progress later on. And for LNN, they really have to do their best to maintain their spot because Lions could be catching up anytime soon. Maybe not now, but maybe in the next match too. But Cyanide as well, slowly climbing their way up the ranks, and also with a Skyforce too. So again, the scores are very very close right here. We have DMT and NRS also catching from behind.
Yeah, it's kind of funny with Batman and Maze. As of this moment, they're really nearby, but I think if Maze just lifts their point of view just a little bit higher. They might try Batman, but they definitely don't want to give away their location, especially since they're pretty much surrounded by Leons. They don't want to make the first move. They don't want to give away their location too fast. But okay, Maze is moving their camera just a little bit more. I don't think they can find Batman just yet, and they're just kind of sitting this one out. Minto, however, is making a lot of noise in their car. Definitely by Nix as of this moment, but whether or not this is a bait, I'm not quite sure. But it looks like Nix won't be trying to make any shots over here. But Batman, question is, will this guy make any moves, especially since Leon's is gonna close in? But all the while, Haiti finds criminal from NRS right there in the map. And we're gonna be watching out for Leon's because I think maybe they're gonna make their move. Cali doesn't definitely has the angle up against two of NYX as well, but as of this moment, it's between LENION and NRS.
Now, Lenient and NRS2 fighting their way, and right here we can see different teams as well trying to. Like, again, we can't really expect a lot of fights, especially we're still at stage number one, and we're not closing in just yet, and it's just gonna be a very, especially with how the terrain of the Miramar is really designed, so it's gonna take a while in order for them to catch up later on and to get those kills. But for now, again, you're just moving around the area, looking for possible kills, looking for some points. But SDMZ also lurking their way just near him. And now in the kill feed as well, we do spot Batman finding one, trying to take this one away from them. But it does look like there's just gonna be a couple of more bodies to be falling down.
Yeah, and Sky, truly in good place. If Leon's just looked out the window, this guy would be done for. They're way too outnumbered as of this moment. It's a 2 versus 4. I don't know why the play zone took out fools from game over. Not sure what's happening there. This is literally a stage 2 circle, probably an AFK. I guess it couldn't be avoided. But as of this moment, yes, Leon's a really good spot to be in. Okay, game over is actually outside of the play zone, way too far. That's actually 2, almost 3 kilometers out. And again, it's still stage 2, but they're using up a lot of resources just trying to stay alive. But all the while, NRS finds LHC. Mako took a lot of damage. I believe they got knocked out into the ground. 90 is going to be swooping in to try to save them. But SKYFORCE gets eliminated off. We're down to 14 teams. Several other eliminations happened just now. We're still 9 minutes into the game. Surprisingly, we're seeing a lot of development already. LHT knocking right outside of CYANIDE's place. And, well, we're just going to keep waiting as to what happens next. As of this moment, we're hearing a lot of gunshots as well. NRS trying to rotate out of the area. Neon right at their tails. OPX also here at the truck stop. But it doesn't look like they're trying to get away from anyone else. They're just trying to get into the circle. So that's the plan as of this moment. Get inside the circle. Try to get away from anyone who's trying to chase you. And of course, we can see the map over here. SDMC is really far away. I think they love trying to land at the corners of the map. But it has worked out for them so far. So, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, might as well. Might not say anything too. And yeah, I mean, just talking about the game once more, the circle still is getting smaller. A lot of teams also converging towards the center of it all, but no major casualty for now. Just a lot of players just scouting near the area in which area they could really go and go for kills, but it's not gonna happen anytime sooner. So again, no one definitely knows on what's gonna happen for now. And just looking at it, and 14 teams and also 11 minutes of the game. Nothing big is quite happening unless especially in the kill feed right here, we spot Batman getting taken down, just waiting for them to eventually get eliminated. But we have here LOVINS Knicks getting eliminated now, down to the last 30 teams.
Yep. Already 13 teams, 11 minutes into game. Now, to say, AKUMA didn't join this map, so 30 teams, that's probably like 2 teams eliminated off, but still 49 players left on the field. That's 10 casualties, I believe. So that's a good start for our Miramar map. But as of this moment, that circle is going to close in. There's less buildings in the circle, a bit more of elevations, a little bit of rockiness. There's a few roads, and definitely not a lot of places to hide about. So it's out in the open. Anyone else who manages to rotate in early on, there's a good chance that they can secure some buildings to help themselves out later on some late game, so that they have a good spot to defend themselves with. But there's still a lot of players who haven't rotated into the area. In fact, I still haven't seen SDMZ. I think they're still out towards the west, and they're still on their way to the play zone. But as of this moment, yep, still 13 teams, still 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes into the game. LHC, they're probably going to be starting an engagement. Actually, there are two different teams over here. I think this is Zenith, and there's another team towards the northwest. They can also see LHC, so there's a lot of eliminations to be had, but it's also risky to try to initiate. And speaking of initiate, it looks like Monko has been knocked down. Nice shots coming in from whoever got that knockdown, but the question is if they have to take that elimination for themselves. What, bro? And Skyforce, they're gonna be rushing in, getting those kills. But unfortunately, Mad Boy finds Bro, but Unleash gets Mad Boy. Revenge kill. Takuru finds Neon, and that's a trade-off. That's 2 for 2. It's really, really messy over here. Skyforce versus LHC side by side. 90, last person standing on LHC. 90 goes down, and that's the end for LHC. Skyforce manages to dominate.
Yup, definitely, and that is gonna be it. LHC will get eliminated. Skyforce, on the other hand, still up and running and reviving his teammates. And right now, we do see 12 teams already, and the circle also getting smaller. In just a few moments, we'll witness another fight happening. And Mob, on the other hand, looking for more possible targets, but SDMZ already on the move as Flanky is able to take one down. Just waiting to confirm that kill as well. The rest, LNN, Leons, Cyanide, and Skyforce are also quite active from here on out.
Yep. Right. Active. We have LNN nearby. We have NRS trying to hide out into this house. So question is now, will this turn into, I think that's a real question as of this moment. But the circle is going to be closing in. NRS will be forced to rotate out of the area, but LENION, they're going to be watching out for anything that might happen over here. Okay, we have Orpheus on the crosshairs of Chippy. And but the tables have turned. It's Chippy that will be knocked down instead. Admiral on the sides, and it looks like Toxic manages to knock him down as well. Okay, Orpheus is also nearby. It's a 1-for-1 trade for the knockouts. Nolbu just trying to sidestep a bunch of bullets over here and get some from some boots on the ground. But Spiders got taken out all the way somewhere out there with OPX as well. But Rifa finds Nolbu, and NRS is just a little bit in trouble. Chippy's very, very low in health. Manages to heal up, however, and so let's just keep watching. So and are gonna do.
Mm-hmm. And now, 12 teams remain. Game over. Spider will also fall down. And again, still the map is quite big, but now the circle is also showing up. We're still at stage 4. In just a few moments, we will witness another Ed, maybe? Who knows? And with that in mind, look at this. LNN still with 2 eliminations. Leons with 4. Cyanide with 4. 5 for Skyforce. So this is like our top teams for this one. And, SDMZ are taking their load off for now, and they're just chilling and maybe showing up later on when during crucial times. And the other teams also looking for possible eliminations, but again, it's still quite big, so there's still some distance, a lot of trenches to be covered as well to be used. But right here, the last member from Game Over Esports almost gets eliminated. One more hit and he will get down, but that will be it, marking their end for the second to last match for tonight. That is Game Over Esports.
It's game over for game over as of this moment, but we still have 11 teams to worry about, and SDMZ still up in the running, still being quiet, their usual modus operandi of this moment. Keep quiet towards the mid game, start shining towards the late game, get all those elimination points, and pretty much secure your survivability until then. But over here, yes, NRS, they've suffered a bit from the last couple of engagement that they had. But now we're down to 10 teams. We're seeing Mob saying goodbye. By the hands of SDMZ, look at that. Cleanly, 4 eliminations to SDMZ. Just wiping out Mob. It's a nice fell swoop from their side. NRS Toxic manages to get one knockdown on their side, but it's not a confirmation yet. Orpheus gives away their location. Toxic strong get some bullets to connect. All the while, OPX is also going up against another squad as well. So it's a little bit messy as of this moment. We're still at stage 4, and there are a lot of teams that will be forced to make a move later on because that circle is going to close in a couple of seconds. We're going to see the stage 5 circle kind of come in, and I think a lot of these teams, maybe LNN, maybe the MT and NRS, they'll be forced to move inwards, and that's just going to make things a little bit more messy.
Definitely a bit more messy indeed. And as we head on to the final stages in just a few moments, 10 teams are still up and running, so this will probably be a slower pace, especially that there are a lot of trenches. Maybe the grenades would take them down, but SDMZ now slowly moving and slowly showing their presence with 4 points already. And in 18 minutes, and a while ago, last time I checked, it was like 0 points too. So again, this could be their moment. 9 teams already remain, and that is the end for DCM DMT. The rest of the team trying to catch up as well, but we do have our top 6 teams. One of them already getting eliminated. SKYFORCE on the other hand with 6 points. They could catch up to CYANIDE later on, or maybe CYANIDE could maintain their spot, or actually anything goes. We still have LNN and Leons, and honestly, you just have to disregard SDMZ at this point because the points are just too massive that it's hard for LNN and Leons to catch up.
Yep, they're definitely catching up in terms of points. Um, SDMZ over, I think they have this in the bag. There's only one map left. Not even LENION can catch up to that. So they're pretty much secured for life. And NRS, as of this moment, they're going to be eliminated off. SDMZ is still alive. There's Leon's nearby. I think they'll be the next they'll be the next target over here. Cyanide. Oh, right in the face, Win Titty. I'm so sorry. What is happening? That is a friendly. Is it friendly fire if you hit yourself? I'm not quite sure. And that begs the question, if you hit yourself and it hurts, are you weak or are you strong? That's what happened right now, but it's still a little bit of a hiccup. But as of this moment, Cyanide, yes, they're still alive. There's still 3 players left standing. We have another team just lurking about. We still have Skyforce. Really good execution a while ago. In fact, Skyforce has 7 eliminations as of this moment. Let's see if they can find another team to kind of wipe out in. And Badhavyn right now still 0 eliminations and completely surrounded. And right now the circle is not favoring their team. So let's go ahead and watch out for these about 4 teams in this mini map because it's probably gonna be a little bit bloody later on.
And the up 8 teams currently remaining, and he's being shot at as well. Nano, no choice but to move back and heal himself up, but the grenade will finish the job right here if someone will throw it. But it does look like it will not be it for now. 8 teams currently remain. And there we have it, a lot of buildings as well to be covered, so it will probably be a very long game for now, and different teams are also at the higher ground advantages as well. But again, stage 6 could decide where things will lead to, and for now it's X7 also getting one down, and the rest of Badhavyn, as they peek out, they get eliminated right on by the hands of Sen 7, and now 7 teams remaining. Still, Utah, the rest of Sin 7, already back into an area as well with no place to run as well. If they will go out, they will eventually get taken down. So they have to be very careful at this point.
Yep. Everyone's being really careful, especially since they're all still in the running for the chicken dinner. And a lot of these teams, they have a really good chance. Like Sen 7, they could have another chicken dinner after all of these maps. They could potentially, get the glory once again. Maybe break the record of SDMZ, but SDMZ still really good momentum as of this moment. And Zenith 7, they haven't gotten chicken dinner since yesterday's second map. OPX, they're still full squad. They definitely need the points if ever it happens. Okay, we have Skyforce trying to shoot their shot quite literally at another team. Can't quite catch which other team they're looking at. Perhaps they might be looking at Cyanide, but so far no bullets are connecting. We're not seeing anything popping up on the kill feed as of this moment. Okay, SDMZ is still out in the open. These guys never like staying in buildings. That's what I've noticed. But it has worked out really well for them. It gives them flexibility, and although it gives away their location quite a lot, it just gives away makes them so open out to be targets. But still, it worked out for them. They've had 6 games in a row won, so we're definitely not complaining. Okay, Nick finds Flanky. Flanky still stays alive. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. 7 teams still remain for some reason. Once again, SDMZ still remain unscathed. And they're also taking the higher grounds, another major advantage for them. And at this point, again, let's just look. I mean, they're really looking good, honestly. So, like, the pressure for LNN, for Leons, for Cyanide, for Skyforce, these are gonna be the top 4 teams that will be trying their best to really remain in those top spots. SDMZ, they just dominate number one at this point, and yeah, we have DMT who got eliminated, so it will be very disadvantageous for him. And the rest of the team, the Flanky already on the move, takes one down. One from Cyanide, and Haisham trying to fight back as well, but Flanky takes another one, and that's a confirmation kill before he heads out low on health. Will have to recuperate himself.
Yep. And oh no, it's DMZ. Okay, I'm a little bit worried right now, but they can still revive Aman and Agent, so it's fine. They definitely don't need to panic just yet. You can see Aman and Zayu reviving themselves, and I'm gonna assume Agent and um I believe Flanky will be doing the same thing from the other side. So they're gonna be resetting, they're gonna be licking their wounds, and they'll be back to collecting all those eliminations. In fact, they have 6 eliminations as of this moment. Flanky has 2. Question is now, will he become the MVP once again? Because that seems to be the trend as of this moment. But looking at the other teams, let's see what they're up to as well. I mean, Zenit's still in the same spot. Everyone basically in the same spot. Skyforce, I want to watch out for Skyforce because they have a pretty good momentum as of this moment. LENION, they've been quiet for a while. They've already lost one player. I think they're trying to play it safe, perhaps. But right now, stage 7 of the circle, they're gonna close in, and there's a lot of teams that will be forced to move. That includes Cyanide and perhaps a little bit of X-Men. And OPX still have to move in just a little bit, and LENION will have sights on them. Okay, Hunter finds one from LENION. Haiti will be falling down. Rifa and Orpheus, not sure if they can go ahead and give that a revive, but they're still up in the game. Not sure what their plan is after this. They're probably gonna wait for that stage 7 to close in. Zayu finds Batman from Leon's, and Leon's is still in the game. In fact, they're still a full squad, so let's see what happens next.
Definitely, and with 7 teams up and running, it's hard to identify whichever will win right here. And there goes Nate popping in as well, and just looking for more. They're gunning them down as well, and one goes down. Agent 27 down once more. Zayu also low on health. They're just hunting them down. This could be the end for SDM7. SDMC Esports, sorry. And High Easy gets one down, and they're just hunting them down. Also being back into a corner as well. This could mark the end for SDMZ. Skyforce, on the other hand, will be eliminated down to the last 6 teams. Flanky will find one, still able to fight against all odds. And Senate 7 at this time also making a move for their team.
No, SDMZ, but they can't do Well, then again, SDMZ have clutched before, so I have faith they can still pull this off with just two players. But here, Seven with the full squad alongside OPX, they have a good chance of getting this chicken dinner for themselves. And Zenith 7 has done it before. Okay, grenade coming in. Ooh, Yuta took a lot of damage from High T back there. And it looks like stuff got stolen. That elimination got stolen by Flanky. That's actually really, really good. Two more players left in X7, and they're burning up, and not in a good way. It looks like Nick
Oh,
might be the
another.
last person standing. Manages to stay alive with a sliver of health. Zenith 7 almost got picked off. Look at that number. Look at that HP bar. What just happened? Oh my goodness. Alright, OPX going at it with their bombarding of cooking grenades. Flanky trying to see if they can get a stray, they can catch a stray. Leon's, however, getting bombarded as of this moment. And Batman is gonna be finished off. Yep, very frenzy. Gets elimination for themselves. Kali's still there. Zenith 7 all the while finally gets picked off. We're down to 5 teams.
Down to the last five teams: LNN, Leon, Cyanide, OPX, and SDMZ. Still in a whopping nominations for SDMZ. The chances are still here, but it is gonna be difficult. OPX complete 7 eliminations. 4 players remain. Flanky on the move takes Frenzy down, and that's one member removed from the side of OPX unless they can revive him and put him back into the fight. And what I also noticed that OPX is also spread out, so this could be it. But they're battling it against top players right here, and Zayu takes him out. Blanky on the move as well, trying to take him down. The sprays coming in, hoping to get those players removed from the game as well. But Flanky being cautious right here before they can go in for the engagement. And it does look like they're still putting up a fight right here, but on the other side of the map, we have LENION being eliminated down to the last 4 teams as DMZ, Leon, Cyanide, and OPX. And Cyanide down to the last player. And in a shocking turn of events, OPX with 2 players remaining.
Ooh,
Again, SDMZ doing wonders, equating and evening things out between their, like, SDMZ. They have two
nice.
players. They eventually even things out, and Cyanide will be eliminated, and it's up to OPX, SDMZ, and Leon's the top 3 teams.
Okay, yes, TMZ still in the running, and Leon's is still there. One man army as of this moment. Flanky and Unknown are kind of just staring at each other right now. And question is now, who will get taken by the play zone? Okay, Hunter actually gives himself out to the blue zone. Better the blue Flanky, but Flanky still manages to snag that kill. What a player! Flanky is way too good. Look at that, 6 eliminations, 12 eliminations. That's very much 50% of the eliminations of their team. But that blue zone is gonna close in. Unknown is gonna be taken out by Flanky, and
Oh,
now it's two versus one. And
and
what is
again,
happening? Pmnc Maldives, ladies and
what?
gentlemen, 7 beat from SDMZ on our Group A qualifiers. That's insane. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. What is happening?
7. Oh my god. Anyways, that was it. 2 more points, and SDMZ Esports would be moving on to the 200 point level, and it's just insane. I mean, game, I wasn't, I'm not hyping, but like I wasn't even talking more about SDMZ. I was like, okay, let's focus on these 4 teams. So like, let guys, and because at this point SDMZ has already secured their spot, and now they're just surprising us once again. And insane Flanky. What? Meal prep reveal. I don't know.
Well, their meal prep is definitely the chicken dinners that they've come up
True.
with, but it's crazy what is happening as of this moment. As AMZ doesn't even need those points; they pretty much secured their spot, and I'm pretty sure they have like more than double the points of LENION at rank number 2. They don't need these points, but they're taking it anyway, and we love that for them. Another MVP with Flanky. We have 8 eliminations this time. You know what the head-to-head looks like? It should be Flanky from this game and Flanky from the previous game. That's gonna make more sense as of this moment. I'm kind of excited to see who you're going to head-to-head Flanky with. This guy is a monster. I don't know what's happening with these guys. 8 eliminations and so much damage. Okay, it looks like Flanky is followed up by a niche from SKYFORCE, and that makes sense actually. SKYFORCE a good game in this run in this map, so kind of want to see what the stats look like for them. And coming in next is High T with 4 eliminations, a Frenzy with 4 eliminations as well.
Amazing, Flanky. I don't know. You're a beast, dog. Like, is that man? And yep, there we have it, head to head between Flanky once again and Anish from Skyforce, and it's I don't know, guys. At this point, it's too like the damage is insane, like almost twice, and we also have here the oh my like I don't know again 8 eliminations too. So it's such a nice feat for Flanky, and so far, only some have managed to remove him. I mean, during day number one, the last 2 matches, it was just the MP weren't Flanky, and I think Flanky was just warming up at that point, and the rest of the matches were just until now were just theirs for the taking.
Yeah, definitely they took it. Even though they don't need it, they still took it. They have the eliminations, they have the placement points. In fact, in terms of placement points, they actually have like 70 just from placement points alone. And I want to see this map schedule straight up SDMZ straight. It's just, I'm not even exaggerating. It's actually like insane. It's crazy. So we have one last map left later on, and this is the match rankings. We have 24 total points from this match for SDMZ. Coming up second OPEX, which is nice to see because double O OPEX has been like a little bit of maybe the second half of the leaderboards more or less, and now they're catching up with 14 total points. LENION coming in third with 11. Leons and Skyforce each have 10. Cyanide and Zenith, or rather, Cyanide has 8, Zenith 7 has 6 points, but Haven, DMT is 1 point. Gonna assume after the 9th rank, a lot of these teams have 0 points. LHC has 1 total point, and then we have 6 teams, unfortunately, with 0 points. They didn't do quite well in this map, and I think a lot of teams did really well. I think 3 or 4 teams with double digits on this match. So I think that's one of the contributing factors. And this is the overall points. And DMZ just shy of 2 points from crossing that 200-point mark. Meanwhile, LENION didn't even cross 100 yet. That's how big the disparity is between teams. Meanwhile, Leon's has 67. That's quite a big gap between them and LENION as well. So considering that, and also between them and SDMZ, it's just really fun to watch. But then yeah, that was it for our match number 9. We're gonna be seeing our final map for tonight later on at match number 10, and it's gonna be Miramar to finish the Group A stage off. So guys, do not go anywhere. We will be witnessing our final match for tonight in a few minutes. So stay tuned and do not go anywhere.
That's already a professional. And now coming in as well, depending on
This area, you can see game over. Yep, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here. And they're marching up, trying to wipe out. Have security over this building, but you see Leons, they're going in hard. They're coming in. Jay is storming inside of this to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked out. No, it's a ballsy move definitely nearby if ever they want to make this. Hunter is coming on the ground for sure, but as well will be following. That's a confirmation. Let's out everything that they can get from this normal map, and it's nice to see that here.
pushing in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point on the other hand.
Get away. I think that's 1 versus 1. Nick actually gets on the standing a little bit slow on the start, but they are catching up. They find Leon's. Oh, the Crosshairs manages to get rid of secure that last elimination. LNN definitely has their eyes on it, but
Together with the smokes, start covering down, right, cover their tracks. But it is not going to be CYANIDE to push them out since SDMZ are also injured. But for now, CYANIDE,
here CYANIDE is taken in by the Rondo. It's not going to be SDMZ. It's going to go and first advantage. Hopefully, they're being smart about this. One knockdown. Exodus good. A lot of shots being taken. Aim God. Really falling into the ground. That's one more scheme. Not sure where Leon is. There's she was really messy over here. SKYFORCE is now side by side. 90 last person standing on LA.
the rest of the team, Blanky already on the move, take one down. SDMZ is
My goodness. All right.
that's already that's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot from Don's
MNRS going up against MVT along this area. You see game over. Yep, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here. They're finally marching up, trying to wipe out half of the building. But this is the girls going in hard. They're coming in. Jay is storming inside to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked down. So there's a whole team as well will be following. That's a confirmation. Let's see everything that they can get from this Rondo map. And it's nice to see what here's
now they're gonna be pushing in once more. Admiral gets one down and claims that elimination point. On the other hand,
SVT is gonna get away. I think that's Badhavyn. So 1 vs 1 Nick actually gets on the ground.
needed to revive the rest of the Badhavyn as well, trying to put up a fight.
And she's still standing a little bit slow on the start, but they are catching up. They find Leon's. Oh, the Crosshairs manages to get rid of secure that last elimination. LNN definitely has their eyes on it, but
Together with the smokes, try to cover them down, try to cover their tracks. But it is not going to be able to CYANIDE to push them out since SDMZ are also injured. But for now, CYANIDE,
here CYANIDE is slowly but surely being taken in by the Rondo. It's not going to be SDMZ. It's going to go and first advantage. They're being smart about this. One knockdown. On the shots being taken. Aim God. Looking forward into the ground. IT finds a really good angle.
Stepto will find the one and the rest of the team still trying their best before they get
Today is here to collect taxes, and yep, that's a good picture. I'll try to find it out, but as of the moment, just looking at the board, SDMZ down to 2 players. CYANIDE split. No, that's a confirmation from CYANIDE. All right, the rain gets 2 knocked out. That's
the grenade.
throw corridor grenade like the right on the flank, and that is it for CYANIDE as well. That's right outside of OPEX. Alright, nice. That's a good sign for LENION. They're already starting to split up on the eliminations background. It's gonna be a 1 vs 1 between Jay and IT. It's gonna be sidestepping, and in the end, it's IT that will be followed. SDMZ against the world who are literally and let's see the question is now will they get the elimination point while everyone else has gotten started on the big game. Now that they have 8 eliminations, kind of like far, that's actually 2, almost 3 kilometers out. And against the same
What's gonna happen for
Look at that, cleanly 4 eliminations. Oh my god,
with the rest of the team? Blanky already on the move, takes one down. one from CYANIDE, and High Sham trying to find SDMZ esports. Sorry. And High Easy gets one down.
Oh my
Already, that's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot from Boston.
Jay is storming inside of this to get one down on the ground before they themselves get knocked down. It's a ballsy move nearby if ever you want to make this. Hunter is already on the ground for German as well. Will be following. That's a confirmation. Slow on the start, but they are catching up. They find Leon's on the crosshairs, manages to get to secure that last elimination. Elena definitely.
Everyone, we back to witness the last of Pmnc teams, and day number 2, we are shotcasters once again. The man behind it's Moik, and with me is Annie. Annie, what is up?
I mean, what is up is pretty much SDMZ. They've cemented themselves pretty much poured cement, stood there, and claimed it probably like a whole Han Solo sort of thing. They've already claimed the number 1 spot, and they're still climbing. In fact, I think they're probably going to try to get 8-peat just for the giggles, just so it's. So that's what we're looking forward to right now. That's pretty much what's happening right now. Once again, guys, this is Pmnc Maldives, by the way. So the 7-peat on this Pmnc, completely insane coming in from SDMZ. And by the way, this is still the group stage. Everyone's just trying.
gaming field. So it's a 3 versus 3 between NRS and Skyforce as of this moment. We're gonna be watching out for the rest of the teams as well. And in Los Leon, it looks like
Mm-hmm.
LHC is alone as of this moment. Yeah.
Yep, definitely. And yeah, I mean, 6 minutes into the game, a lot of these teams are still battling it all out, and one member from Skyforce has already been eliminated. But they still have 4 points to their team. That's already good enough. And as long as they can maintain that towards the end, they will have a chance to win it all. But for now, OPX as well, also 1 point to their team, and 3 points for LHC while losing one member too. So it could be a disadvantage. But as long as they can hold this one out pretty much longer, they have a chance to maybe climb it up even further.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always a chance, but over here we're looking LHC being surrounded by another team. So we're kind of just watching out to see what happens. Okay, Monko's gonna be jumping out of the. Trying to see they're actually going a little bit aggressive. LHC decided that they're going to be taking this fight. This is the last map, by the way. So the teams that are pretty much at rank, maybe let's say 7 or 6 below, might not have secured their spot just yet, so they have to work a little extra harder than everyone else to try to prove themselves worthy of the grand final. So as of this moment, yes, NRS down to 2 players, but NRS, as of this moment, they are at rank number 7, so they can't afford to be complacent just yet. They have to get as much points as possible from this final map. And I love the skin of this vehicle, by the way. But over here, yes, OPEX, you're gonna be securing the spot. I don't think there's anyone else nearby, so it's a good spot to kind of stay in. It's within the circle. We're seeing a bunch of other things happening in the kill feed, and of course, Tempo and Akuma already got picked off early on, so not too much to worry about. We still have 14 teams to watch out for.
Definitely. And at this point forward, 8 minutes into the game, and the rest of the players already are ready to greet each other. Now that we're gonna be moving towards stage 2, it is gonna still be big enough, but it it gives that players already an advantage by seeing each other's. Not in the range is just too long, but it's still there. It's still there. But just talking about stats wise, you don't really see a lot of casualties in Miramar during stage number 2. And just looking at other players as well, they're not really staying. They're not really getting outside of that danger zone just yet. They're gonna wait out for players to move and pass by for them to take them out. It just they're just capitalizing their location and their movement, and maybe converting them into elimination points.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can win through eliminations, win through placement points, it has worked out for a few teams historically, but still, the good teams, they have a good a mix of both eliminations and placement points. So hopefully we see that with at this moment, especially when they're trying to fight for their place in the in this PMNC. But SDMZ, yes, they're still probably in the blue zone. They're trying to rotate out of the area. If I'm just gonna conclude from how they keep getting their health chipped down. That's usually what happens when you try to travel through the blue zone. But as of this moment, I think everyone else is kind of chilling about. Everyone has more or less 3 or 4 players are still in their squad, except for NRS. They lost quite a bit of players towards the early game, but it's not too much to worry about. Everyone's kind of just chilling. Okay, I saw someone get picked off just now. It didn't appear in the kill feed, but now there's 49 players left remaining. We're still 10 minutes into the game, and I actually really like the position of LHC back there. But here, okay, Silent finds Nix's son. Now we're down to 48 players. Loki Hukuda falls by the hands of Leon's as well, and there's a lot of things happening on the kill feed. I kind of want to see what this is up to. Okay, we have Fisherman cooking up a grenade. Maze is right there. Nice throw from Fisherman back there. Very good grenade throw manages to finish Maze off. But over here we have Game Over Esports. There's LHE nearby. They're just trying to sell in, trying to see if we can find some pickoffs. And so far, Game Over versus LHC. LHC is three players as well, but I love their positioning. LHC, I don't know if Game Over can kind of pick them off from all these angles. LHC, yes, they are painting a target on their backs, being this spread out and high up in the open. But on the other hand, what a place to go sniping. So let's just see how it works out for these two teams.
Yeah, and 11 minutes already, and 11 teams remain. So this is honestly fast. So probably during the late stages of the game, we're gonna be seeing a slower pace, and probably especially with how Miramar is really designed. So we will expect we're gonna be expecting a slower pace during the last stages of the game. And but right now, LHC they have the higher ground. They're gonna be spotting some enemies down, but there are also enemies just near them. On the other hand, Flanky on the move as well as he gets one member down, and they're just gonna be chasing down hopefully, and if they can pull through it, then they have the chance to win it again for an eight for a back to 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 back. That's like an 8 wins.
It's 8 wins. It's 8 wins. That's possible with SDMZ. They don't need it, but they could if they wanted to.
True.
Uh, I don't know. SDMZ, yes, they could have 8 wins, especially since they pretty much have a solid strategy. They're kind of like doing the same thing, hiding out in the early game, probably getting all those resources, and suddenly they show up. But over here, 77, okay, they find SKYFORCE. No, Valpro's gonna fall down. Nice shot coming in from Nick. That's a second going down. That is a Bogobe. And well, I'm not sure where is Sky. I think Sakura is the last person left. We have two more players, rather three players on X7 still up in the running. They just need to sort of re, re revive each other and then kind of heal up. But Takaru is definitely trying to play it safe. They are the last person standing. This could be potential 3 versus 1 if Takaru decides to stay, and I think that's pretty much what's happening. Okay, Takaru might be leaving. Yep, I think the best thing that Takaru can do as of this moment is think on those placement points, however small. But Skyforce, I think they've pretty much secured their spot already. They are at number 4, but they could go to number 5 if they get picked off really early on, especially with Cyanide only 1 point away. DMT, they're also close in points. NRS is close as well, but I think OPX, there's a chance that they could get overtaken right now. So those teams that are maybe below rank number 6, they definitely need to pay attention. But over here, there's gonna be 3 different teams: Game Over versus NRS versus LHC. Actually, 4 teams versus Cyanide as well. So let's just watch out and see what develops here.
Mm-hmm. In this part of the map, already 14 minutes into the game, Nano falls down. He's gonna be claimed right here by none other than Criminal from NRS. And in this area, in this city, we built in this city indeed, as the players are now gunning them down, and everyone is just here. Everyone is so present. They're so alive, ready to take down game number 5 for just to end day number 2 with LHC. There's gonna be chilling as well, and looking for enemies from the distance, and the rest of the players as well holding out and trying their best to at least take people out too. And I mean, just look at that. Ellen and Leons, they both have 4 eliminations, and they're looking good. But but for Leon, 3 members remaining, so there's gonna be a bit of a disadvantage. But they're looking good, and they've been holding out pretty strong. And so this could be of their moment to win as well.
Yeah, they're holding on strong. And speaking of strong, who was that with such little health? And probably sniped them, but on their perspective, they probably didn't see anything. Okay, we have 90. They found the smokes, trying to just put a lot of damage in. Okay, Skyforce. Yes, so they are eliminated off, unfortunately. So That's going to be the end for Skyforce. They're going to have 65 points. I believe they don't have any placement points as of this moment. So there we have it. We're down to 10 teams. We still have 31 players left remaining. NRS is holding on. They're trying to play it safe. They know they have the numbers disadvantage as of this moment. LHC is holding on to their spot. I think they have the best spot in the city so far. But the question is, will that place hold up? Will that spot hold up, especially with that circle going to close in a couple of minutes? So right now, everyone's just scattered all about. You can see Cyanide. They kind of have a little bit of a split positioning. LHE Mad Boy is quite low on health. I don't know if they have enough resources to maintain their positions. But over here, Mob, I think they're getting gunned down, but 2 blocks finds High T. That's a knockdown. I think that's a trade for trade. Let's see what that engagement looks like. Okay, Nitro finds 2 blocks. Chippy manages to chip some damage and finish off. In fact, 2 blocks gets finished off as well. We're talking 28 players left remaining. We have 10 teams still left. LHT Mob, they have 2 knockdown players, so things are gonna change really really fast, especially with LHC. They had more or less maybe a good spot, but they didn't manage to execute that all too well. But right now we have Mob. They got taken out. We're down to 9 teams.
Down to last 9 teams already. 17 minutes into the game. Now DMT suffering as well with 2 members remaining. Trying their best to hold this one out pretty longer. But now LNN with an amazing 8 kills already to their name. 90 points as well, and all of them are pretty much alive. Leons with 4 and 3 members up and running. Cyanide with 0 points. They still have to catch up, and also 2 players for this game. And the same goes for DMT, but with 4 points. And it's gonna be these teams that will be trying their best to hold this one out pretty longer and stop SDMZ from getting another win. And if SDMZ gets another, then it will really be it's like the day of SDMZ esports, and we're gonna be, like, it's just super tense. And it's like it's SDMZ esports world, and we're living in it. If they're gonna be able to pull off an eighth win, and it's just gonna be so insane.
Yeah, it's already insane right now. And well, I'm kind of just waiting to see what SMD does. They've just crossed the 200 point mark. So that's already impressive in itself, considering the fact it's only been 10 maps. So that's like 20 points per map already. So Monko took a bit of damage just now. Almost manages to get LHC knocked off completely from this map. But yep, there we have it. Monko gets finished off by Spiders from Game Over. I don't know where Game Over is. Okay, Game Over is somewhere nearby. I really thought NRS would probably get that kill in a bag, but it's actually Game Over, and thought either NRS or Cyanide would have finished them off. But over here, Cyanide, 2 players left. Another good look. We have SDMZ towards the edge of the CMT nearby. Fisherman is I think they can be seen. I'm not sure if Flanky could possibly maybe aim at Fisherman, but yes, they see someone from LENION. That's Orpheus. It's gonna be knocked down. What is Flanky eating? Flanky, how do you even see that? We can see that because we have the assets, but from a perspective of a player, how do you see that? Flanky is just absolutely amazing. No wonder SMD is popping up so much right now.
Yeah, exactly. And with now 8 teams remaining, they're gonna be throwing these players once more. And I really think Miramar is really designed with a lot of trenches too, so it's gonna be a very slow pace of a game, especially this kind of big map. I think it will just be up to those who have the higher ground to be able to pull things off and be able to win this match. And definitely for NRS, with these different teams, they're really on a roll right here, especially for LENION. Also a good feat for them to be able to push things off, but SDMZ Esports just facing them head on, despite being injured, despite being hurt. They're okay. They're like, okay, let's get this guy. Let's get the ball rolling, and let's end this game right here. We see some dead bodies under the kill feed, but you know what? It's the grand scheme of things. it doesn't affect that much yet until the circle gets smaller.
Absolutely. And couple of, and I mean, half a minute left. That stage five circle is gonna close in. We're gonna be seeing what the stage six circle is gonna look like. But just looking at the mini map, yes, it's a little bit messy, but everyone's kind of trying to play their cards right. And about this circle is that there's so many buildings, so there's a lot of defenses to be had, so it might drag the game on just a little bit longer, but it might itch the impatience from some of the teams as well. So depending on which how impatient the other teams, maybe they'll make some reckless moves, or maybe they'll just stay and camp out. But over here, finally, we're seeing the stage six circle. There's a lot of teams that got evicted out of the play zone. I can see, I think, SDMZ, Game Over, they both need to move. Cyanide and NRS as well will have to rotate. But inside of the circle, it looks like LENION is actually within bounds, so they don't have to move just yet. And a lot of buildings are going to be taken out of the equation. A lot of buildings will be out of the circle, so less defenses, and we're going to expect maybe things will move forward just a little bit faster now that the stage six circle is going to close in. In a couple of seconds, it's going to close in. It's going to force everyone to go in.
Yes, indeed. And with this one, 8 teams remain. 22 minutes into the game. We're almost near its end, boys. And right here, the circle gets smaller even. And, in that sense already, we can see from the minimap, there's just a lot of these teams that are already present inside the circle. Even that even the danger zone is not that far yet. But Cyanide will be getting grenade kill right here. Just wait to confirm that one. Zenith as well, doing the same thing, but will not be able to claim a body just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Just sitting around waiting for things to happen. And everyone's kind of like just converging over here but still playing it safe, and that's understandable since this is their last chance, and I think a lot of these teams still have a chance to way up and perhaps qualify for the grand finals. So we can see, just one good game, a bunch of elimination points, a bunch of placement points, and maybe we can see something developing really really quickly. But otherwise, yeah, really nice last couple of minutes in the game. Maybe we have like less than 10 minutes left to go before we can see what the ending of this map will look like. So everyone's within the circle. Stage 6 circle is not moving. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but yeah, everyone's just shooting at each other, so it's fine. Everyone's just chilling out, and we're kind of just waiting for something to happen at this rate. Hopefully the circle moves really really soon, just to get the things going. But I think people are just trying to get out of the place, try to find their way, and everyone's just settling in.
Definitely. And for now, 8 teams still remain. 24 minutes into the game. LNN, 8 points on a roll. Everyone is present. SDMZ as well. Loki being, just doing this one kind of low key, and with 3 eliminations, and also all them present too. But for now, they're lenient, also just waiting for someone to come out. Agent 27 finds one and just connecting those bullets. Refound that their hand will be running them down as well, but it's not connecting. But right here, Zayu goes in for that fight, and DMT will be eliminated.
Okay. We're seeing stage 7 circle. So closed in. SDMZ will have to move. 7 teams left remaining, 21 players. Nitro is on a roll with the 4 eliminations already. I think we'll see that guy in the top eliminators later on the assets. But yeah, right now, Cyanide Haysam, last person standing. Unfortunately, their team is at 0 eliminations, but they have at least 1 point from placements at least. A little bit of a consolation here and there. But here, X7, still a full squad. Grenade cooking. Leon's knocking at the door. Let's just kind of look and see what happens. Grenades coming in. So I'm really moving. What was that? The peak was like you can see the 1 second of
It's just hesitation. They backed out. They didn't even throw any bullets. Both of them, they just backed off. That was kind of funny, but that's the nerves, you know. It's funny as the caster. It's funny as the viewers. From the perspective of the player, this is the tensest that they'll ever be. Lots of spring in trades here and there. Two down on the side of X7. Gone. One player left standing on a sliver of health. And that is it for Leon. Zenith 7. Nice defense from their side.
And with this one, 6 teams remain, 26 minutes now. We're almost at the end. Cyanide down to the last member. NRS down to the last member. Zenith 7 down to the last 2 players. And game over with 3 players as well. And the MZ has the high chance to winning this one. And definitely an amazing thing to witness as we go near its end. 26 minutes. In just a few moments, we'll be able to see our victors. But for now, they're going to be situated in a high ground advantage right here. But SDMZ right at the bottom, so it's going to be a bit difficult. However, Flanky still manages to get one. And from the high jump from Cyanide, the last member will be hiding to just join in the fight later on, but there's gonna be a big fight happening right there, and it's just gonna be Agent 27 and the rest of SDMZ against all odds.
Absolutely. I don't know if SDMZ has odds against them, but they're going strong right now, and they're doing the same thing that they do in every map so far. They're still out in the open. They don't secure any buildings. They're just out in the open, keeping their options open basically. But Zayu, they just got knocked down right here. See anyone from STMZ close enough to give that revive, but I think they can change things just a bit. Okay, grenade coming in. Flanky gets hit. Okay, that's 2 down on the side of STMZ. 2 knocked out just now, and I don't know if finish this off. Zayu's trying to crawl away. Okay, Haiti's trying to finish the job. Let's see if Haiti can finish this off. Okay, Flanky goes down. There's still Amman trying to defend their last player. Okay, Agent gets knocked down as well. Just sidestepping Amman. Oh, nice one from Haiti right there. That is the streak broken SDMZ. And now we're down to 4 teams. LNN, NRS, game over, and just now Zenith 7 also got knocked down. So this is LNN versus a game over. 2 versus 3. Couple of knockdowns here and there. Let's see if they can get the revive in, but we are down to our last 2 teams.
This is an amazing feat right here for these 2 teams to be able to take out SDMZ, our record holder for the amount of wins, the amount of straight wins being won for the duration of the tournament, and I think it's gonna be more, but it's gonna be a good way to end day number 2 between LNN and Game Over Esports on which team will win it. It will take it to win it really, and LNN would be pushing it right here, and they have the high chance since they have the higher ground right here, unless Game Over could spot them one by one. But with Orpheus just proning, and with the rest of the team as well, it's really hard to be spotted, and Game Over, they just have to peek out, they have to expose themselves, or else the danger zone will get them.
Absolutely, but right now I'm kind of watching us, you know. Okay, we have grenades cooking. LENION bringing over to Game Over, and Game Over, they're starting to taste the blue zone as of this moment, and it's now 3 versus 3. They managed to revive the player, so the playing field is now leveled. They're just trading shots here and there. Orpheus cooking up a grenade. Game Over is just right there. Okay, let's see where the grenade's gonna end up. Rifa dangerously low on health, but I don't think they need it just yet. Okay, Excellent Spider is gonna be falling down now. There's just 1 player left, just 1 more, and LENION will be getting the chicken dinner, effectively basically breaking the streak of SDMZ, and also they got the chicken dinner of the final match of the group. Once again to LENION for a job well done, and of course your teams that did really well in this map, and of course the rest of the maps, there's a lot of really good plays from the other teams, but LENION, they've proven themselves worthy of their number 2 spot
Although SDMZ basically a Goliath at this rate, LENION still absolutely great job. I can't wait to see what the next assets are gonna look like, what the six look like. For sure, SDMZ and LENION, they've secured their spot. Question is, who else will be moving on to the next leg of Pmnc and be seen perhaps in the future tournaments and not this time.
Yep, definitely. Congratulations to Lenion once again. A winner, chicken dinner. A great way to end day number 2 right here. And at the stats, we have 721 damage too. So that is like the highest for their team. And we can really see, that they were on a roll. A lot of eliminations from them. And I've also mentioned that it's either going to be them or SD, and the chances were so high towards Lenion because they were really on fire. And the reason that SDMZ lost at that one is due to their positions as well. But Lenion, they were able to just push it through till the end, and they were able to win those the end, especially against GameOVR Esports. But we have here our MVP of the match. It's gonna be Orpheus from LNN.
Yep, with the 6 eliminations, Orpheus will be snagging that MVP of the match. I don't know how many eliminations Flanky got, but at least I think Flanky got at least 3. Okay, there we have it. Flanky had exactly 3. And coming up next, we have the 2 other top 4 eliminators. We have Nitro from LNN, same team, and Leon's Smile ZN. I think it's just Smile. We have 4 eliminations from this guy too. So congratulations once again to the top 4 eliminators. Orpheus definitely shining this time around, and their teammate Nitro being in the same spot as rather the same spot in the same spotlight as him. That's at least 10 eliminations for their team. So just between the 2 players, so it's a great job done. But looking at the damage dealt, it's actually Nitro that dealt more damage. It's 721 damage versus the 693 by Orpheus. And average survival time, of course, Lenion, they did a great job surviving. This is the overall rankings. We have SDMZ 206 total points, Lenion with 115, Leon 74, CYANIDE 66, alongside SKYFORCE, and the tie between DCM and DMT and NRS with 56, as Zenith 747, tying with GameOVR Esports at rank 8 and rank 9, 47. LHC with 40, Double O OPEX 39, S2B Mob 35, Lovins and Badhavyn tying at 27, Tempo Esports with 14, and Lovins AKUMA S7. Okay, the most interesting thing here is Zenith and GameOVR tying for 8 and 9. But yeah, that's pretty much the overall rankings for qualifiers day 2.
And exactly, and we have here our overall rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Still, I mean, congratulations to SDMZ for really holding that out. And guys, that was it. That was an absolute cinema between those teams right there. How about you, Annie? Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up, because it's a nice job coming in from SDMZ, getting 4 whole maps today alone and 3 maps yesterday. That's 7 straight maps, and I guess they conceded a couple of maps, just so it's not unfair. But yeah, congratulations once again to all the teams that qualified on this Group A stage, and thank you so much for tuning in to the viewers. Please subscribe the channel, of course, for tomorrow. Do tune in for the Group B stage qualifiers. But for tonight, we will be wrapping up the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be seeing you this time tomorrow again. So goodbye for now.
That's already that's a fresh start, if you will. And now coming in as well, coming in hot. The guns blowing for
NRS
them.
going up against SDMZ along this area. You can see GameOVR. Yep, it's really nice to see that they're going really aggressive, especially here, and finally marching up, trying to wipe out, have security over this building. But we see Leon, they're going in hard, they're coming in. Jay is storming inside to get one down on the ground before they themselves get down. So it's a ballsy move nearby if ever they want to make this. Hunter is already on the ground. Fisherman as well will be following. That's a confirmation. Let's see everything that they can get from this Rondo map.
smokes. Try to cover them down. Try to cover their tracks. But it is not gonna be it for Cyanide to push them out since SDMZ are also injured. But for now, Cyanide being
Here, Cyanides is slowly but surely being taken in by the Rondo. If it's not gonna be SDMZ, it's gonna build and there's an advantage for Fizz. And they're being smart about this. Versus one. There's one knockdown. Exodus kill on the shots being taken. Aim God.